Hey, Pardon My Take listeners, you can find every episode on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Prime members can listen ad-free on Amazon Music. On today's Pardon My Take, we have twofer for the people. Daniel Ricciardo, fresh off of his win, he guaranteed that he'd be back on the show after he wins another race. Well, guess what had happened? He's back on the show. We also have Bear Grylls. Awesome interview with him. We have NFL Week 2 preview. We have Fyre Fest. We have Fantasy Fuckboys. And, of course, we're going to recap Thursday Night Football live from Dave & Buster's. So I'm going to go off script here. We're at Dave & Buster's right now. We had a great night at Dave & Buster's. The Wow Wall was incredible. The TV was incredible. But more than anything, the menu was the best. We ate everything on the menu. We drank from the drink towers. It was an awesome, awesome experience. Also, there's like tons of space here. So if you're ever looking for a place to watch a game, NFL, college, whatever it may be, playoffs, MLB playoffs, Dave & Buster's is the best because guess what? At halftime, the boys went, played a little games. We did it all. It's the best experience possible. Dave & Buster's, ding, ding, ding. We're here right now. Where is this Dave & Buster's?
We're in Long Island.
In Long Island, something... Westbury, Long Island. We went to the Dave & Buster's. We're here right now. It was awesome. So I cannot recommend it enough. I'm in my Dave & Buster's is so great. I said to him, I was like, hey, listen, I want to eat everything on the menu, but I need a sweatshirt so that I can feel fat inside of it. They gave me a free sweatshirt. That's how much I love Dave & Buster's. Dave & Buster's, go check them out. Thank you to Dave & Buster's. An awesome time here. Let's get to the show. And Dave & Buster's, thank you again. Okay, let's go.
It's Pardon My Take, presented by Barstool Sports.
Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by Dave & Buster's, where we are right now. Go to a Dave & Buster's right now and watch some football. Today is Friday, September 17th, and holy shit, that Thursday Night Football game was hilariously stupid and awesome.
It was insane. Everything happened. Every possible thing happened in that game. Billy kept saying there's going to be another fuck shit thing that happens at the end. There was so much fuck shit that happened in the fourth quarter tonight. I don't even know where to begin. All I know is I died. I came back to life. I died again, and then I came back to life, and then I died officially, and then I came back to life again, and then I won.
It was crazy. It was, by the way, if there's any echo, the first 10 minutes of this show is at Dave & Buster's. We're at Dave & Buster's. It was awesome. But it was a crazy game. Taylor Heineke went from looking like the greatest quarterback ever when he shredded the Giants in 2 plays down the field to Taylor Heineke, what the fuck are you doing, throwing an interception with just over 2 minutes left, to Taylor Heineke, you did it again, you fucking crazy bastard. You brought him into field goal range. Oh, he misses the field goal. Oh, nope, there's a flag. Shout out the guy who was at the stream screaming all fourth quarter, this game is rigged. The refs have rigged it. They don't want to see the Giants win.
We know that the NFL hates Mr. Mara.
I started to believe it at the end. Honestly, Dexter Lawrence was very offside.
Okay, so here's the thing. I personally, as a Washington football team fan, if it were within my power, I would let the New York Giants take this victory.
Big of you.
I would like to do that. Unfortunately, it's not within my power to decide who wins, who loses. The Giants won this football game like 5 times. The football team should not have won this football game whatsoever. Taylor Heineke, I think Taylor Heineke has it. I don't know what it is.
He's got something.
He's got it. The Heine King is what they're calling him. And there were times tonight when it was like that dude could be the quarterback of the future, but then he does something like throw that pass down the middle of the field.
That was bad.
I didn't hate the idea of letting Taylor Heineke throw the ball to seal the game at the end, but just don't throw it down the middle of the field.
Yeah, that was a weird one. It was a crazy game. If anything we've learned with the NFL, and I should have known this going in, when you have a game that you say to yourself, this game stinks, it's a standalone primetime game, it is almost always guaranteed to be fucking awesome because that game ruled. It was chaos. It was like Daniel Jones ripping off runs, holding calls, calling it back, throwing bombs. Like Daniel Jones actually played pretty decent tonight.
He played really well. I thought he threw the ball good in the second half. He didn't throw the ball that great in the first half, but when he runs with the ball, we forget he's the fastest player in the NFL. That's what Next Gen Stats taught us last year. He was faster than Lamar Jackson. Ooh, is it discrimination that Daniel Jones was not asked to convert to wide receiver when he was going through the NFL Combine?
Listen, it was the Giants, like, they got their hearts ripped out, stomped on, everything, like, because that was it. Really, I know it's week 2 and we have to remind ourselves there's a 17-game season, so there's a lot of football left, but it really did feel like the winner of this game was going to go on to maybe doing something, and the loser was going to be like, holy shit, how'd we lose that game? It was so winnable. I just want to shout out real quick because I had a take today that Saquon Barkley, maybe is he not good? I don't know, but he's been injured. He ended up with one of the weirdest stat lines ever because he had a 41-yard rush, and he ended with 13 carries, 57 yards.
I love it. And
on a 41-yard rush. And again, I like Saquon Barkley. It's weird because I think everyone realizes that the capital they used on him is crazy. I think all Giants fans know that to draft him number 2. But it's also like you watch him play, and there are times you're like, wait, what is he looking at?
Yeah, he doesn't see the hole that well. But that might be something that comes back after he gets a couple more games.
And he's a better offensive line.
I actually think
I'll admit that.
His quads look smaller this year.
Yeah.
They don't his legs, he doesn't have the tree trunks that he used to have.
His new shoes are awesome, though. I'm going to buy them when they come out. So shout out Saquon for that. At least you got that going for you.
Yeah, new shoes look good. Credit to the Giants. I actually thought they played really well. There were 4 or 5 times.
That's so mean. Don't
that
do
they
that.
should have won
what
the game.
You know what you just did?
Doing a Jake.
Yeah, you're doing a Jake Marsh.
Yeah, I'd like to wholeheartedly triple sportsmanship everybody and say congrats to the Giants. I'm giving them the win, Big Cat. I'm saying congrats on the win.
Said, like, if I was a Giants fan, I'd be puking.
I know.
In my mouth.
I'd be mad at myself too. And the fact of the matter is the football team did not deserve to win this game.
Don't say that. Just say they won. They won. They deserve to win. They won.
Something earlier like the winner of this game might go on to do something big. Loser, it's going to be tough. During the week, I thought this was going to be a must-win for the football team. And then earlier today, I looked at their schedule. And if they lost this game, it was season over. Because they have a really tough schedule for the next 7 weeks.
17 weeks.
But no, if you look at their schedule the next 7 weeks, they play all the best teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
They're going to do good to get out of that stretch with like 6 losses or 7. Like it would have been bad if they had lost this week. Obviously, at the end of the season, they've got 5 games in a row against division rivals, so anything could happen down the stretch. But, the season was over when they missed that field goal.
Crazy.
And then, you know what's even crazier? The guy that jumped offside, that's the guy that the Giants drafted with the pick that they got for Odell Beckham.
Damn.
It's weird.
That hurt.
But again, the Giants should have won that game.
They should have won that game.
Giving it to them.
Yeah, I don't know. If you're a Giants fan, that's a heartbreaking loss. I guess the only solace that I'll throw out there for Giants fans, which, I think every fan can relate to this, it's better to lose on a Thursday night than it is to lose on a Monday night or a Sunday night, because by the time week 2 comes around on Sunday and we watch all that football, you'll kind of forget that this game happened. So at least, there's no worse feeling than losing on a Sunday or Monday night and being like, well, that's all the football for the week. You at least have this weekend to watch football. It sucks. I'm just trying to find anything for you. Also, you covered. That's all I really cared about as a neutral observer to this game. You covered 3.5. Good teams win. Great teams cover. You're a great team tonight.
Great team.
Yeah.
Congrats to the Giants.
Also, so let's quickly, before we get to the picks and everything, shout out again, Dave and Buster's. Awesome time. You guys played I was saying to Hank, it was sometimes there are moments where it's like, I am a dad, but I really feel like a dad because you guys went and ripped off some games at halftime, and I just went and sat on the toilet by myself and just just enjoyed peace and quiet for a minute. But you guys look like you had a great time.
Had a great time. Went out and played some of the games there. They have a couple football games that I played. Played Halo with Billy. Billy, as a Marine, really excelled. And then
he's got great sharpshooter.
Great sharpshooter.
Yeah.
He's deadly accurate. And then we went and played some Jurassic Park. Did some other basketball type games. It was fun. It was a really good time. When you put a power card in my pocket, I feel like I'm Pac-Man that just ate the big pellet. And now I'm chasing the ghost. Great.
I think the one thing I can say about Dave & Buster's, obviously the last couple of years have really sucked, and people haven't been go out and enjoy themselves. When you go into a Dave & Buster's, you immediately are like, oh, yeah, this place is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, there's just fun shit everywhere. There's TVs everywhere. I don't know. Just if you're trying to treat yourself, go treat yourself to an afternoon or an evening at Dave & Buster's, and I guarantee you'll have a great time.
They did a great job taking care of us, except for when Taylor Heineke threw that interception, and my life flashed before my eyes, and I was so sad. My head was like resting on the table, and then the server comes out. He's like, "Here's a big basket of churros."
Yeah, no, he kept on giving us churros.
That's the saddest thing ever. When I look up at the churros, and I'm like, I'm in no mood for dessert, but they're really good, so I better have a churro.
I'll just say it right now: the goal to skydiving took a hit today.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Took a hit today.
This was.
But we'll get back on.
You know
track.
what though? It's like we were on a little mini vacation today.
Yeah, right. We're out on Long Island,
inside of Long
Island,
yeah.
and we had a great time. All right. Well, congratulations to the Washington football team. Season back on.
Congratulations to the New York Giants.
Giants, you have your heart in a bucket of tears, boiling tears. What is the Office line? Ripped your heart out and dropped it into a bucket of boiling tears.
All things considered, like as far as bodily fluids go, that's not a bad one to be.
Yeah, I think that's what happened tonight. But all right, let's get to the rest of the picks. Daniel Ricciardo, Bear Grylls, Fyre Fest. We have it all, and we're back in studio. Before we get to our picks, a quick word from Verizon. There's only one best network. It is Verizon. In football, the best is debatable. But when it comes to the best phone network, there is quite simply no debate because Verizon was just named America's best network for the 16th time in a row, according to Root Metrics. And they've been named most awarded for network quality for the 27th time in a row, according to J.D. Power. Proving once again, nobody builds networks like Verizon and nobody builds 5G like they do. Best and most reliable based on Root Metrics reports from second half 2013 to first half 2021 of 3 operators on all network types combined, not specific to 5G networks. Verizon received the highest number of awards for consumers' satisfaction with their wireless network performance for the 27th time. For J.D. Power 2021 Wireless Network Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards for more details. I'm a Verizon guy. I've always been a Verizon guy. There's only one best network, and that is Verizon. Okay, Week 2 preview. I love Week 2 because we basically have to try to build a base of knowledge off of 1 week, and we also have to say to ourselves, don't overreact, but by nature, that's kind of what we do. All right, so if you missed last week's show, the way we're doing previews this year is that we have a picks competition in-house where all 6 of us will pick an over and under, a favorite, and an underdog. We'll also talk about the games. That's how we do the preview. The second place person and the last place person at the end of the year will have to drive to the Super Bowl, which is in L.A., so that's New York to L.A., about 40-hour drive with each other. And after 1 week, there's not a lot of separation, obviously, because it's 4 picks.
We've got Hank, the standalone leader, at 3-1.
Great job, Hank.
Clap it up for our boy, Hank.
Good job, Hank.
My boy's wicked smart.
Big Cat and PFT 2-2, so
All
tied for a second.
Yeah, that's where I want to be. I'm shooting for 500 on the
Quick, one game, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. If there was a tiebreaker right now, who would have to go?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Fuck.
You go.
All right, I'd have to
And
go.
then
You and Hank,
three-way
boys are
tie
back.
for last, myself, Billy, Liam, 1 and 3.
No, wait, you'd have to go.
I beat you. Oh, I finished in second place.
Fuck. This is so
It
stupid.
is dumb. Although I've already convinced myself that if I do end up going, I'm kind of happy because at least for one night, it goes through Memphis. And I would just stay in the hotel in the suite in the Bass Pro Shop Pyramid.
Yes.
We stopped there on our benchmark trip last week.
Incredible
It was really
place,
cool.
right? Did it take your breath away?
It was awesome.
It's like the Guggenheim, the Pompidou Museum, and then the Bass Pro Shop Pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes.
By the way, shout out Bench Mob. Earned Not Given. Brad Calipari on the show.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Tune
That's
in.
awesome. Tune in.
Little trend, PFT was the only one to hit his favorite last week, but also the only one to lose his underdog.
Oh, wow. That's weird.
That's a trend to
I like
keep your
this.
eye on.
This is our own personal Tim Kirchin. You just never know what's going to happen.
Right.
All right, so let's preview week 2. Let's start with our favorites. Hank, why don't you start, and we'll stop and talk about each game, what we think, thoughts, whatever else to get you ready for week 2 of the NFL. Hank.
Oh, wow. I thought I was reading the wrong notes. My favorite's the Broncos.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Pretty gross. I wrote that down, and then I went to check it, and I was like, this must be an old note. But yeah, no, my favorite's the Broncos.
Mine
I think
is 6.
that is a gross team to pick because I would think that this would be one of your money line, one of your dog plays.
I love the Jaguars.
Yep.
It's bad how much I love the Jaguars.
So I feel great about this
because
pick.
they basically week 2. I'm like, who looked the absolute worst? They can't be that bad.
For the record, since we are tracking this stuff, one trend to notice, too, was last week when you guys were all on that over, and I was like, I'm not going to switch my pick, but I am going to bet the under. That under did hit.
Okay,
so
great.
you guys all
Congrats on being an
liking.
So you really went 4-0.
No, I'm just saying.
Good
Like
job.
usually when you two are like, I love the Jaguars. I would be lying if I said that didn't make me feel better about my pick.
So I think that the Jaguars are in a position this week. Well, first of all, it's Trevor Lawrence's first home game, right?
Yep.
Second of all, I feel like the team needs to win to keep Urban Meyer around.
Well, I was going to say, I disagree with that because
they don't even like Urban Meyer.
Well, Urban Meyer came out and said that he's not interested in the USC job, and you have to trust a guy like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's never lied to anyone ever.
He also shuffled his feet and scratched the back of his neck and looked away from the reporter when he was answering the question. And then they canceled his coach press conference that he's supposed to do the conference call. Big Jays were big heated about that.
Yeah.
And then the PR person was like, "This happens all the time in the NFL. It's not a big deal." But I feel like there was something there. Because if you put Urban Meyer out and you ask him a question, I just did it myself. If you ask Urban Meyer, "Are you going to leave?" and he says no, everyone's going to be like, "Look at him lying.
Yeah.
We don't trust this guy." And if he says, if he equivocates on it, doesn't give a direct response, then everyone's like, "Look, he's equivocating. He's going to go."
The only answer that I would have accepted if I were a Jaguars fan is him just saying we're focused on the Broncos.
Yeah.
Because then it basically he's not lying, and he's also probably going to take the USC job. But I know that. And I'd rather that than to be lied to my face. I wonder if Tony Khan has sat Urban Meyer down and been like, "Pretty please, can you promise me?"
Yeah.
And Urban's like, "Yeah, dude, I got you. I'm no chance at all will I ever coach college again."
So if you're Tony Khan and you're in charge of AEW, at what point do you have to resort to physical intimidation? And just be like, "Look, if you take the job, CM Punk's going to choke slam you through a ring."
Do you think Tony Khan maybe has offered Urban Meyer a shot at the title? Like, if you stick around, you might get the title.
Maybe.
That would be worth it for me.
Just dangle it in front of him.
I don't know what motivates Urban Meyer. I did go back and look at his
family motivates him.
I went back and looked at his contract to his family when he took the Ohio State job.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7 on it, it was 10 things that he was promising to do. Number 7 was keep the lake house.
Really?
Yeah, which is a wild thing to be like, I promised to keep the lake house, which is... That's not really hard to do.
I feel like he threw that in for himself. It also begs the question, he was definitely going to sell the lake house before he included that in
But
there.
isn't the hardest part about a lake house is getting the lake house?
The two best days of your life are when you get a lake house and when you sell the lake house.
Yeah.
He's already achieved goal number 1.
Keep the lake house. It also said eat 3 meals a day.
That was on his contract list.
Which I don't know which way, because if I put that in my contract, it'd be like, you promise not to eat 5 meals anymore.
Right, so I think
he
it
was
was
probably eating 1.
He was OMAD. He probably eats like 1 meal a week, like a snake.
Yeah, it was just very funny reading that back and being like, these are just basic things, like talking to your children that anyone should just do, but he wrote a contract for himself.
I promise to attend one of your sports games per year.
That was in there, yep.
Minimum.
All right, Bubba, your favorite. Okay, 5.5. All right, 5.5, Hank, for Denver. That's the official line right now.
I have Rams minus 3.5. That's my favorite.
Ooh, I hate it.
I hate it too.
Hank's, Hank, you're going to bet a favorite?
No, I hate it too.
Yeah, I hate it too. All
That-
right. Okay.
It's probably a good sign for you, Liam.
That's one of those games that the Rams looked awesome, but I think the Bears might be that bad. So the Colts look bad, but the Seahawks might be that good. Again, this is building an entire house of knowledge off of 1 week.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of the transitive properties.
But I do
this
think
team beats that team, and now that team beat the other team. So
Right.
therefore,
Right. But I do think the Bears are that bad, so I think the Rams might not be as good as they looked on Sunday night.
Yep,
That makes sense.
I think that's totally fair. Now that being said, my favorite is the Bears.
Ooh, I don't hate it.
2.5 at home. They're the 2 heaviest teams in the NFL. That's a little fun stat for you. They're the most 300-pounders on their teams by far. Also, Andy Dalton revenge game, betting on the Bears. And I love betting on teams that come off big primetime losses.
Yes.
Because we ascribe way more knowledge to a game that we see when it's dark outside and when it's Chris Collinsworth in the booth and Al Michaels. I put way more stock into the Rams beating the piss out of the Bears than I do any of the 1 p.m. games from last week, even though it's the same game.
Yes.
It could have very well happened at a different time of day, but because that's the last freshest thing that I have in my mind, I want to bet on the Rams. Therefore, I know I'm dumb. I'm not going to bet on the Rams.
I also just realized that I said, ooh, I like that pick because, it's also mine. So I didn't realize that I wrote that down. But Bears minus 2.5 as well.
There you go.
Andy Dalton is going to, at this point, it's, what is it, Murphy's Law? Anything bad that can happen? Will happen.
Anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
I think Andy Dalton winning this game and then like continuing the start, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's exactly where we're at right now, is Andy Dalton doing just enough to keep his job and keep this torture chamber that I'm living in alive.
Yeah, I could also see the Bears putting Justin Fields in for a play and then giving him like zero protection, getting blindsided, and then Matt Nagy's like, see, he's not ready for the NFL yet.
Well, fun that you brought that up, PFT, because Matt Nagy actually said today that Justin Fields provides a lot of value as a chess piece in the Bears' game plan, which is exactly what you want for the guy that you traded your next year's first-round pick for, a chess piece. He's a gimmick back.
If he's a chess piece, he's a pawn that is like 2 steps away from getting promoted to be a queen, but you just won't advance him a square because you're too stubborn to do that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's just trolling everyone at this point, Matt Nagy. I hate him so much. All right, Billy, your favorite.
My favorite is the Bills.
Oh,
okay.
A little bounce back. Minus 3.5?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they win by a touchdown.
3 is Jake, update us with any of the current lines. 3, okay. Bounce back. Little humidity down in Florida. You think they're going to be okay with that?
Grip the ball.
Okay.
Helps with grip.
Big
Does it?
hands.
Rocket arm.
The humidity
Don't
helps
launch
with the
it.
grip.
Yeah.
At what point does it become too wet to grip? Because you see
it's raining.
You see quarterbacks lick their hands. That's a good thing for grip. When it's humid, that's a good thing for grip.
When
But then,
it's super dry, the ball's like slick.
okay.
Unless
when
you
it's
scuff
super
it up.
cold.
What about if you scuff it up?
I like humidity for the grip. When you scuff it, not too.
All right, I don't hate that pick. I didn't realize it moved to 3.
Yeah.
I like the Dolphins at 3.5, but at 3 it feels, I don't know. It feels like a 3-point game. That's all.
Wouldn't you say, though, that with giant hands like Josh Allen, it's almost a detriment to him because the quarterback that he's playing against needs that humidity to grip the ball more than he does?
That's an interesting point.
Mm-hmm.
But
It is.
when it's flying through the air, it's still a rocket.
Okay.
So I'm going with
Okay.
Josh.
Still a rocket. All right, Jake, your favorite.
We're going to close out the favorites with the 49ers minus 3 at Philadelphia.
Okay.
I think the Eagles, obviously, very public perception positive because they did smack the Falcons, but I don't think the Falcons are good. I think the 49ers, healthy. People forget they went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Last year they were bitten up. Now they're at full strength. They can win the game.
I like
Okay.
the strength. I like the strength in there.
I
Shout out Raftery.
don't like that pick, but I just think the Eagles have been slept on a little bit. I think their offensive line and defensive line are very good, and when kind of deciding how the NFC East was going to go, wouldn't it be perfect for the NFC East if the team that was least talked about going into the season?
That's what always happens.
Right, exactly.
That's what happens in the division.
That's all my betting analysis is. Which team did no one expect to win the NFC East? Okay, Eagles. Okay, weird head coach, weird press conference. Jalen Hurts. People have question marks. All right, yeah, so they'll probably go 11-6 somehow.
I also like Jason Kelsey's new hair. Excuse me, Jason Kelsey's new hair. He dyed his hair blonde because he made a bet with Zach Ertz that if Zach wasn't traded by the regular season, he would go full blonde.
Love it.
So he bleached it. That's one of those things where I'm just like, these guys are having fun out there.
Yeah,
they're
it's
loose.
true.
That's good cohesion.
That's a good locker
You need
room.
that in your center.
Yep. As soon as you lose Carson Wentz, everyone gets along.
Yep.
All right, Hank, your underdog.
The Texans.
Yeah.
Plus 12.5. That's a lot of points in the NFL, especially in week 2, especially coming off a win.
Yeah.
I agree.
Why not?
I agree. That's a good pick. Hank, you know what that is? That's a sharp pick.
That is.
Appreciate that.
Too
Very-
many points. You can feel safe walking in anywhere between now and Sunday being like too many points.
So many points.
Too many
You're
points.
already up by 2 scores in the game right now.
Too many points.
I'm in
Also-
with Hank.
Oh, okay.
okay.
There it is. Too many points. You
Also-
want to say it?
Too many points.
Yeah, too many points.
The Browns, they play down to their competition. If they're worse than a team, they'll play up to the level. If if they're better than the team, they'll play down. If you look back through last year, for the most part, they don't blow teams out.
Yeah.
The Browns just don't for whatever reason, even though they've got a ton of skill. Also, it's a Tyrod Taylor revenge game against the Browns.
And you really can feel good about any time that you make a bet and you can just, when someone says, who do you like? And you're like, I like the Texans. Too many points.
Too many points.
It just makes you feel sharp.
And again,
they could lose by 40, but it was still too many points.
These guys get paid to play football, too, down in Texas.
Prisco.
It's the team that everyone shat on all offseason, making it probably a very attractive landing spot for Odell Beckham.
And if we're going along the same lines of Murphy's Law, like the Browns somehow losing this game and going 0-2 wouldn't that be just perfect?
It would be very interesting.
Yes. Not perfect in the fact that I want the Browns to do well, but perfect in the fact that everyone hyped the Browns, and then for them to do that would be like, oh, whoops. Go ahead, Liam.
I have the Eagles +3 as my underdog.
I like it.
Okay.
I like it. Nick Sirianni. I like it. All right, PFT.
I have the Texans +12.5.
Okay, nice.
Too many points.
Too many points. There it is. I'm taking the Carolina Panthers +3.5 at home against the New Orleans Saints.
I don't mind that either.
Division, underdog, home, new turf. Why not?
All the Saints.
Jameis's eyeballs.
I like Jameis, but as a favorite, he is not great.
And all the Saints coaches
That
are
was-
out with COVID.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Was that
it
when
was
he didn't have LASIK, though?
Yeah, but he's just not a good quarterback as a
I
favorite.
feel like everything has got to be like BL.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I don't know. Jamie, this is his first time going to Carolina, playing in a game there since he had the LASIK. It might be stimulus overload. He's never seen that.
New
You know
turf.
what? I don't think that he's ever seen the Panthers logo
Yeah.
at midfield.
Or the Panther.
Yeah.
Or the giant animatronic Panther
Yeah.
that slaughtered thousands of Carolina fans.
He's going to see it in 8K?
Yeah,
He's probably
sure.
going to freak.
yeah.
Billy.
I like the Raiders +6.5.
Ooh.
I feel like their defense after chasing
giving
Lamar
yourself some points there? Go ahead. Keep going.
6.5 now.
Oh, okay. There you go. Oh, wow, it is.
After seeing them chase Lamar Jackson, their defense hitting Big Ben is going to be so much easier. It's going to be like slow motion. They're going to catch him. He's immobile.
All right, counterpoint. I do think that was such an emotional win. Like Derek Carr afterwards, we talked about it on Wednesday's show, how great it was, how relatable it was, great post-game press conference, but it really felt like an emotional release, like, oh my God, I can't believe we won this game. To then have to travel to Pittsburgh, play at 1 o'clock, early time for, is Vegas West Coast? Yeah, it is.
Yep.
That feels like a sleepwalk. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Also, Derek Carr, they've had the conversation this week on Get Up, or First Take, one of the two. They're the same show. But they're saying, is Derek Carr an elite quarterback
Right.
now?
Is he underrated?
No, an elite quarterback. Not
Okay.
is he underrated. They're asking if he's elite. He is elite compared to previous iterations of Derek Carr.
True.
But this is the ultimate. I don't think we can have a bigger overreaction to anything that happened in Week 1 than to jump already to the is Derek Carr elite
right,
conversation.
Right.
He did suck in the first quarter, but he didn't play all preseason, so now I think he's more warmed up and he's more comfortable.
Hey, it's a lot of points.
It is.
You don't have to win that game. You just got to cover.
Exactly.
Was
Right.
that his coming out party? Stepping on Carl Nassib's toes a little bit.
Whoa.
We don't know.
We don't know.
I guess we'll find out in
We'll
week
find
2.
out, yeah.
Hair looked good.
Separation Sunday.
Hair looked great. Hank, you're over.
My over is the Lions-Packers.
Ooh, on Monday night.
Aaron Rodgers' revenge game. He's got to come out. He's got to look good. Jared Goff, gunslinger, put points on the board. Saw it last week. That game was also my over. It went over by like 40 points. So I'm just going to, stay with the hot hand.
I like this pick. It actually is mine as well. I'm very nervous about this game. I think I might not watch it because I think Aaron Rodgers would probably throw 6 touchdowns and everyone would be like, oh my God, he's incredible.
What if Jared throws 7?
Good
That would
point.
be awesome.
Good counterpoint.
What did the Packers get any field goals?
Yeah, I think Mason Crossbar hit one.
So the Lions won. Did the Lions hit their extra points?
Yes.
Okay, so then, the Lions won. Then I would watch.
They have great kickers in Detroit.
All right, so...
Do they have a kicker?
Okay. They do.
They have a kicker.
They have
Confirmed.
a kicker. All right, Bubba, you're over.
I have Pats Jets over.
Ooh. How are the Hank and Bubba, and obviously Billy, you're a Jets fan. How are you guys feeling going into this game? Big game.
Jets are going to win.
Yeah.
It's going to be an upset.
And that's weird because you didn't take them as you're on.
Well, there's less points.
Oh, got
Less
it.
points.
But if they're going to
Win, you don't need any points. That's
I'm
okay.
purposely trying to lose
Okay,
to
got
not
it.
get second place.
Okay.
That's a good
You know
point.
what I'm saying?
That will work out.
But yeah, Billy's been talking about purposely trying to lose if he's too close to second place.
Exactly.
Not
It's week
realizing,
one.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
it's week
it's
one.
impossible to purposely lose right now.
No, I actually like the Raiders a little more than I like the Jets, but I do like the Jets. I think the Raiders are going to win.
So what happens if the Jets beat the Patriots outright?
I think they
Hell
will.
will break loose.
No, I know, but what you guys got to bet something.
Did you guys see that throw that Zach Wilson made when he like stepped up in the pocket, made a throw while getting hit
got
across
destroyed.
the field,
Yeah.
got absolutely destroyed?
It-
That's a guy who can beat the Patriots.
It's a great throw. It was almost as good as that throw that he had when he was getting ready for the combine.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember
When
that
he
one?
rolled to his left,
Rolled
and
to his
threw
left, threw
across
to
the
his
field.
right.
Yeah.
I will say though that right now, if we're looking at the rookie quarterbacks and we're doing our rookie moxie power rankings, I think Mac Jones is number one in terms of moxie just for that wink that he had last
and
week.
the
Did you
post
see him?
game, the wink and the post game being like already started crunching film right away.
Exactly. Mac Jones is Moxie City right now.
This will be. I'm looking right now. I'm doing the best thing about the Barstool Sportsbook is dragging the. You can change the lines, adjust the lines. This will be a Patriots -9 plus 160 bet for me.
Oh,
Just
okay,
a bloodbath.
domination.
Yeah.
Hank, you love underdogs so much that you're making yourself an
I'm
underdog
addicted to
so that
plus
you can
signs.
bet-
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm addicted to the
That's
plus
a good
sign.
thing to be. Hank, can you watch it with us on Sunday?
Sure.
Okay, great. Because I'd like you and Billy to sit next to each other.
Of course.
Billy's got his Zach Wilson jersey ready to go. Yeah.
It might be in the wash.
Okay, that's fine.
We have 3 days.
Yeah, you're over PFT.
You're good.
By the way, that means that it's in the laundry hamper, and Billy's not going to wash it. He's going to take it out and wear it.
Yeah, that's
which
a
is
good
a
point.
totally like. I'm not hating on you. That is that's a guy move.
Yeah,
No, it means I took it to the laundromat. The lady said it's not going to be ready till maybe sometime Sunday when I took it in today, Friday, or Thursday, actually.
What are they
And-
doing to
Yeah,
your
what
to your
laundromat?
wash?
Well,
How
no,
many
she was
days?
the
Are you
lady's
getting it dry cleaned, or are
It's
you
not-
getting your Zach Wilson?
the lady's really nice, and I didn't want to rush her, and she had a lot of loads of laundry.
Do you think Zach Wilson is Jesus Christ so much that you're like, yeah, you know what? It's going to be in a cave for 3 days,
Yeah.
and then when
It
it comes
got a
out,
little
finally,
wrinkled.
it'll lead us to greatness.
It got a little
Exactly.
wrinkled. The sniff test does work, though. I mean, who hasn't? Who among us can judge someone who decides to wear a piece of clothing just based off the sniff test?
I sweat in it pretty hard last weekend.
I just feel like jerseys and a pair of blue jeans; those are the two items that you can wear two times in a row. And
Febreze,
it's not a
if you
big
need
difference.
to.
Yeah,
Would you say 2 times?
or more.
I was going to say jeans.
Yeah, I wear jeans like fucking 20 times.
I don't think
in a
I've
row.
ever washed any of my jeans ever.
I alternate 2 pairs of pants all week.
Switching back and forth.
Yep.
I'm a very messy eater, so I get the stain is the factor that makes me wash them.
This was a random thought I had earlier, but you just made me reminded, Pickhead. What if we sold shirts that just say "I'm getting there"?
I'd be down.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, stay tuned. You might see those soon.
I think you just got to nail the font.
Yeah, and it's
But
more just
everything
like
else-
it's like if someone non-AWL, it's like it's self motivation. Like
Right. I'm getting
I'm
there.
working on myself.
Yeah, right.
I'm getting
Right.
there.
Put it
I
in
like that.
Twitter font,
Twitter font?
Twitter DM font.
New Twitter font or old Twitter font?
Old.
We'll look at a couple fonts,
Yeah.
okay? But I like the idea. PFT, you're over.
My over is Chiefs Ravens Sunday night special. This is the fuck it bet the over game. The Chiefs.
Agreed.
Anytime the Chiefs are on my television, I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to bet the over because you're never going to be out of it. There's always that possibility if the over hasn't hit in the fourth quarter. Tyreek Hill might just go nuclear. Patrick Mahomes. It's the basic bitch live tweeting. Patrick Mahomes. This just in, still very good.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes good at football.
Yep, that's going to come out in the fourth quarter if you're behind already. Also, a bonus secret bet. I've got a secret bet on this game. Ravens plus 3.5.
I don't know, man. The
It-
Chiefs, so here's the thing. The Chiefs own the Ravens. The Ravens know that the Chiefs own them. They've said it, like, out loud. Lamar Jackson has even said it. And I think at this point, we're at the point where the Chiefs are like the Patriots during Brady Belichick, where we can pencil the Chiefs into the AFC Championship game. This year would be 4 for them, 4 straight. And I think that when you have that type of expectation, there's some games that you might come out flat, but a Sunday night football game in Baltimore against a team that you want to keep your foot on their neck, I don't know. I think it's don't overthink it, Chiefs.
So I am overthinking it absolutely for my secret bet, but for me again. It's I just saw the Ravens lose in primetime.
Yeah.
So everyone thinks that they absolutely stink. I don't think that they're very good, but I don't know, something about being at home in primetime. Lamar Jackson is still
That's
good when he
Mahomes
gets rolling.
Loves it. Loves that shit. Secret bets do not count for this competition.
They do not.
All right. Everyone did their overs, right? Yep. Jake.
And Billy.
No, Billy. Oh, yeah, and Billy. Go, Billy.
Raiders. Wait, what?
Okay. Over.
Raiders over.
Yeah,
Team
Raiders.
over.
Raiders.
Team
Pittsburgh
over.
Okay, nice.
47.5.
Okay, nice. Jake, we already talked about that game, so we'll keep moving.
And I'm going to go with New Orleans, Carolina, over 44.5.
Okay.
Jameis pick 6.
Oh, don't
Whoa.
put that evil on him,
LASIK.
Jake.
Wow.
This is PL.
All right.
He was amazing last week. So
Yeah, I agree. I have the Panthers, yeah.
It's the PL era.
All right. Under, we'll finish off. If we miss any games, we'll come back and hit them. Talk about them.
Patriots, Jets, 2 rookie
Okay.
quarterbacks.
That's all you got to say.
Tough to adjust in
Too many points.
It's a lot of points for 2 rookie quarterbacks.
At what point does Bill open up the playbook? When does he start trusting Mac Jones?
Probably not week 2, I would say.
Yeah.
A lot of dinking, a lot of dunking. Probably a lot of, maybe a defensive touchdown or 2. Low-scoring game. Still a Patriots skull-fucking. Jets will get, 3 points.
Okay.
I mean, didn't we look it up? Bill Belichick versus rookie quarterback?
Yeah,
He's, never lost.
We did.
Yeah,
I forget the exact
240
record,
0.
but I think rookie quarterbacks don't even cover the spread against them 10% of the time. Right. I just made that up, but it's pretty close.
Sounds right. Bubba.
Bengals, Bears, under 45.
We're doing unders now. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
PFT.
I don't mind that one,
Yeah.
Bubba. My under, I'm going to go Titans Seahawks, 53.5.
Ooh.
Yep.
All right, so this game has me in a pickle because I don't know. The Titans couldn't have looked worse, and the Seahawks looked very, very good. They did kind of take their foot off the gas in the fourth quarter, I felt like, against the Colts. I don't – it's so hard to figure out, especially after only 1 week, maybe the Titans aren't good.
I think the Titans they're going to be okay. The
They
boy,
might be my pinky pet.
Taylor Lewan cannot get any worse than he was last. Did you see
that
the clip
Buda
that came
Baker,
out?
oh, my God.
You see that clip
Oh
where
my
Taylor
God.
Lewan?
We're for the boys.
We are for the
We're
boys.
for the boys.
For the record, for the boys.
For the boys.
When Taylor Lewan was talking to Buda Baker he was talking about sacks.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, I can't imagine giving up 5 sacks in a game. At some point, your quarterback just has to look at you and be like, dude, we got to ship you out of here.
Yeah.
Tough luck. But credit to Taylor Lewan for owning the moment and for logging online and saying thank you very much for, I think who had the 5 sacks? Chandler Jones. Thank you, Chandler Jones, for exposing me last week.
Yeah.
This is going to make me better. So it'll be a big moment for boys.
Great. PMT Memes just sent me this stat. The Patriots are a perfect 13-0 against rookie quarterbacks at home under Belichick.
It's not
There
at
you
home.
go. No, I think that's true,
That is true.
but it's still a true stat.
Yeah, no, it's a true stat.
Yeah, no,
it's
you
just
said
not
it wasn't-
applicable at all
not
to what
applicable.
we're
Bill
talking
Belichick's
about.
Patriots teams are an astonishing 21-6 against rookie quarterbacks since he took over the reins in New England in the 2000 season.
There we go.
Wait,
okay.
so they went from being 13-0
At home.
at home to being what?
9-6.
So they're 9 and
22-6.
8-6.
8-6. That's a less convincing trend.
We're not numbers guys, folks. All right.
But no, say Hank,
so good.
Say the first one again.
Well, dude, Memes, he's a Jets fan. He might have been trying to sell me out here. Literally, it says Patriots are a perfect 13-0 against rookie quarterbacks, and
There we go.
perfect 13-0 against rookie is in bold.
Okay, at home.
At home.
Okay,
At home
okay.
under Belichick.
Don't read the second part. That's all I need to know. Thank you.
Can we get the game
Well, Belichick
switched?
used to coach for the Jets.
No, not head coach.
For a day.
Yeah, but he was a
2
coach.
days.
He called Meadowlands home for a long time.
That's
For the
true.
Giants.
All
Yeah,
right.
it doesn't matter. Home is home.
It's good.
old
We'll finally
Meadowlands.
get to a point that makes sense here.
That makes a lot of sense.
Belichick returning back to the place
Home.
where his
Yeah, revenge game.
Right.
Got it.
Right. Okay. What are we on? Unders.
unders. So yeah, Titans Seahawks was the one that we just talked about. You
Okay,
see
that's
Ciara?
yours.
She made her Met Gala dress out of Russell
saw
Wilson's
that.
Color Rush jersey.
Yeah.
That's still in Valor, actually.
Yeah, really letting us know that you guys are married.
Yep.
Thanks. We didn't know. We forgot. Just it was an all-time look. All right, my under is the Raiders, Steelers 47.5, and then what do you have, Billy?
I have Eagles 49ers
Okay,
50
we talked.
flat.
Is that the number? Yep. All right, that is, and we talked about that game, and now Jake finish us off, and we'll talk about the games we
Also
missed.
in with PFT on Seahawks Titans.
Smart
Okay,
man.
so there are picks. Games we missed: Cowboys, Chargers. I don't know what to make of this game because I do think the Chargers are very good, and this is the game you play with yourself. 1-0 versus 0-1 feels like the Cowboys should win this game, but maybe the Cowboys just play shootouts and lose every game.
So that wouldn't surprise me if that's where they ended up, like a little throwback to last year when they
Yeah.
started out. And they're anytime your team's offense is really, really good, you can convince yourself that you're going to go, like 15-2.
Right.
But their defense stunk so bad last year, and they're missing DeMarcus Lawrence now.
Yes.
DeMarcus Lawrence had an injury. Also, Leon Lett injured his knee in practice. The coach had to get carted off of practice, which you rarely see that.
That's bad.
It's bad juju for sure. And I still think that the Chargers are going to end up contending for the AFC West. I think that they're a very, very good team.
And then I think that's it. Oh, the Bucks, Falcons.
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? That one. If the Bucks want to win by 40, they can. If they don't, they'll win by 7, and everyone will be pissed because they took the Bucks.
And
right?
they ruined the teaser.
Right. And then Vikings, Cardinals, the other one. This one I actually kind of like the Vikings.
I do too.
Because it's like the Cardinals could not have played a better game. Like
They're in my hungry dog parlay.
It was the perfect game that the Cardinals played. And you know what? After the entire week of us talking about Kirk Cousins, wouldn't it be perfect for Kirk Cousins to go on the road and beat the Cardinals?
This is
And us to be like, well, we were wrong.
This is a perfect Kirk Cousins game where he's going to go out, throw for 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, and they're going to win by 2 scores.
Yep.
And then next week, I don't know who the Vikings play next week, but then he'll have a major comeback down to earth moment.
Yeah. And if you look at it, I do believe in this. It's a 4:05 game. There's also Falcons and Buccaneers at 4:05, but then the nationally televised games are going to be Cowboys, Chargers, Titans, Seahawks. So that Vikings Cardinals game will get slipped under the rug.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You won't really remember a ton of stuff, and then you're like, wait, Kirk Cousins, nice job.
Yeah. So knowing Kirk Cousins' record in primetime, this is actually the best case scenario because it's the least primetime game that you can get,
right?
Because it's going to be the game that no one's going to be paying attention to.
Right. Okay. That's the whole preview. I have a can't lose parlay if anyone wants to hear it. It's plus 300. Won last week. No big deal. Tell me where it loses. Ready? Eagles plus 8.5. That's adjusted.
Okay.
I
like that.
Browns to win. Just to win.
Mm-hmm.
Bucks just to win.
Yep.
Steelers just to win. That might be the hairy one.
No. I think Big Ben makes a statement this week.
And then I've left myself a little treat. Sunday night treat. Adjusted total over 47.5. So if you get to Sunday night, you got a little treat sitting there for you.
Okay, Sunday night. What's the over-under on that again? 54.5?
Yeah, you like it at 54.5, so you must love it at 47.5.
I was going to say the other way around. I like betting the Chiefs numbers when they're higher.
Yeah.
For some reason, if this game was 47.5, it would make me less likely to bet the over. But when I see the 5, like the 50 next to the Chiefs game,
shit.
I'm like, I feel like I'm missing out if I'm not betting on it.
Fireworks.
But yeah, I think, Big Cat, you might go...
Stop.
You might not lose a can't lose parlay.
Knock on wood. Would be nice. So check out the Barstool Sportsbook app. We got a bunch of exclusives up there. Let's do Fantasy Fuckboys. Then we have Daniel Ricciardo and Bear Grylls. Great interviews coming up. But before we do that, we got to talk to our friends at Fantasy Fuckboys.
Yo.
What up? What's up? Feels like you're stalling.
My name is Nicholas Minaj.
Nicky.
My stardom this week is having big balls.
Yeah.
Big ass fucking balls. Like my cousin's got a big set of balls. I got a big set of balls. I'm betting every fucking money line this week because I got big balls like my cousin from Trinidad and Tobago.
That's crazy.
Big ass balls. They're so big, Mike McCarthy wants to smash them.
My sit-em is the U.S. Ryder Cup team.
Oh no.
The team chemistry sucks. Our guy Blake.
No,
DeChambeau.
don't say anything.
A lot of drama going on. We gotta fucking come together as a fucking country so we can beat these European bastards.
We're 2-0 in our last 2 in Europe, about to make it 3.
And my
It's
sleeper.
played in America.
Fuck.
This is the Jets Patriots all over again.
God damn it.
Well, we used to lived in Europe too, so that's kind of a home game too.
Pangea.
Good point.
My sit-em is the.
It's all one song.
Or no, my sleeper is Trey Sermon.
Yeah.
He's going to get a lot of looks this week. The 49ers offense is explosive. If you can pick him up, he's a good guy to get.
Trey Sermon, good call. Nicki Minaj. Nicholas Minaj bringing it.
Yeah.
Love it. Starship of a pick. Hey, what's up, fuckheads? My name is Bill de Blasio.
Nice.
Yo, what up? How's it going? My stardom is Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk is in the doghouse, Kyle Shanahan's doghouse. If I see a dog, I'm running over with my car usually. Might just drive over its head. But instead, this week, I think it's good motivational tactics. I think Brandon Ayuk comes out, reminds everybody why his name is so fun to say.
Love it.
My sit-em is Purdue's drum. That's right.
The big-ass drum.
The marching band's big bass drum, the world's largest drum, is going to be a no-show. The first no-show since 1979 because it's not going to fit through the tunnel at Notre Dame. So they won't let them use the main tunnel. Fuck that drum. Purdue is going to get beaten like some sort of percussion instrument.
Too fat to go through the tunnel.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
That's called a Chris Christie.
With my... Hey, not the tunnel. He's a bridge guy.
Yeah, it's true.
My sleeper is the Water Dogs. You know I fucking love killing dogs.
Whoa.
The Water Dogs.
Hey.
Big time sleeper this week. They're not going to be awake. They're not going to be on my screen. Guess what, though? They won the President's Trophy. Congrats to the Water Dogs for winning the real title in the PLL this year.
Love it. All right, what's up, guys? My name is Trombo Licenziato.
The tromboner.
Trombo Licenziato. My stardom is Steve Wozniak. That fucker, that crazy fucker. He's going to clean up space. He created a fucking thing to go clean up all the space junk out there. I don't know. That's all I read.
Monsters Inc. was a great fucking movie.
Yeah, he's in
sanitation.
He's in
fucking sanitation. Yeah. That's kind of a fucking try-hard move to clean up space. Is that our territory?
Let's clean that shit up for us. My sit-em is Andy Dalton because Matt Nagy won't do it, so I will. And then my sleeper is...
Nice guy, though.
Yeah, nice guy. Real nice guy. Is Harvey the two-headed gopher snake. Nick Cage's snake passed away tragically at age 14. R.I.P. Can we have a moment of silence? All right.
R.I.P. that snake.
Rip Harvey.
Great snake.
Not Weinstein. Hope that fuck dies. Rots in jail and then dies. Piece of shit. Is he dead?
Harvey Weinstein?
Yeah.
Just morally.
Okay.
Yo, what's up? It's AJ Gallant. My stardom is the Danbury Trashers. We're a bunch of hockey players that are run by a trash team. You guys haven't seen the documentary and you're looking at me strange, but it's really fucking cool.
Nice.
Danbury Trashers.
I saw it on Netflix. I didn't see it, but I saw it. Does that make sense?
Exactly.
I saw it.
You saw it?
But I didn't see it.
They auto-played the preview.
Actually,
I felt like I saw the whole thing.
Did you see it? It's really sick.
No, I seen it. I didn't saw it.
Yeah, well, everyone's in jail after that. Anyway, my sit-em...
Wait, spoiler.
My sit-em is
talking
China.
to the feds?
China?
China.
China?
We're sitting them because we got AUKUS, which is just a new thing. We're sending a bunch of nuclear submarines to Australia. It's another thing. Anyway, my sleeper is not...
I read about that.
You read about
AUKUS?
AUKUS?
AUKUS is Australia, United Kingdom, U.S. We made an alliance.
Alliance.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
Pac 10, the Pac-12, the ACC. What up
And
now?
my sleeper is narcoleptics.
That's funny. You're a funny guy.
Got it.
Funny guy. My sister used to date a narcoleptic. He was really into doing Christian music, had a ponytail, it was a whole weird thing.
I got that. Hank didn't.
It was right after she killed Jackie.
All right, don't do that. I mean, there was a spoiler in the Daniel Ricciardo interview, but I had to say that.
You had to say.
I had to say
Yeah,
that
and then
one.
she started
You guys
dating
are
Ralphie
terrible. I mean, you guys have
No, but
already
that
established
one,
yourself
we
as terrible
talked-
human beings.
We
like,
talked to Daniel Ricciardo
doesn't matter.
about Max Verstappen running over Lewis Hamilton's head. So that you can figure. If you've watched Sopranos, you get it. All right, so we never talked about Nicki Minaj's tweet. Is that... So she totally just, like, blew up her cousin's Spot, who was trying to get out of his marriage because he got an STD,
Well,
right?
actually, her cousin is an even bigger loser in all this than we thought because it wasn't even her cousin that had the big balls. It was her cousin's friend that she heard it from. But now everybody's like, oh, her cousin's phone is ringing off the hook being like, hey, sorry about your testicles. And he's like, no, she was talking about a friend of mine.
Because I saw it and immediately I was like, well, that sucks for that guy because he clearly was cheating on his fiance, got an STD, and then told everyone that the vaccine made his balls like a watermelon.
Which is actually a genius thing to do.
Right, exactly.
Like,
No, people believe that shit.
If I'm a girl, I would be like, yeah, I got pregnant after I took the vaccine. And it was a weird thing.
Yes. What do you want me to do? I got the vaccine and I made a bunch of bad bets.
Yeah.
Like, can I get that back?
But I do love, we're starting to see a little bit of this week, and I knew it was going to happen after week one, and it was Florio that started in on it, ranking teams and saying the teams that are less vaccinated are already doing worse than the teams that are more vaccinated. Something to keep an eye on from our good friend Mike.
Way to go, Mike. Way to go, Mike. Okay, should we get to our interview? What do you get, Billy?
This is a
You
tweet,
have
by
a
the way.
look sometimes where it looks like you want to say something. Do you want to say something?
No, I'm fine.
My cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl called off the wedding. So just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision. Not believe.
That 100% is STD. Wedding got called off, but we don't want to tell everyone.
Well,
what
the literal
happened.
country, like the spokesperson for Trinidad and Tobago, had a news conference and was like, "We've done research of every hospital in the entire Trinidad and Tobago, and there's no cases of like swollen testicles."
And the best was too Nicki Minaj. I think whenever someone like very famous comes out anti-vax, someone will reach out from the CDC being like, "Hey, we'd love to have a conversation," and she just took that as I got invited to the White House.
In a way, she started picking out her outfit. She's like, I'm going to show up there in all pink like Reese Witherspoon in Legally Blonde, and they're like, "Hey, we wanted to have somebody live chat with you from the
Literally,
CDC."
it's just vaccine support.
Yeah.
We just wanted you to log on and talk to someone.
It's also like if you're gonna lie, being like my cousin's friend is pretty much foolproof way to say
I
something
believe
like, my cousin's friend did this.
Yeah, I believe Nicki Minaj. She's telling the truth as far as she knows. It's the guy who's lying, and that's the problem. He got his spot blown up.
I'm not a woman. I don't know how these things work. But hypothetically, if your fiance got giant balls, wouldn't you be like, I made a great decision choosing to marry the guy with the biggest balls in Trinidad?
Do you think that if you get the vaccine and your balls get larger, do you start like going for it on fourth down?
Good question.
Start just like maybe sprinting across the street, a busy street, being like, I'm good. I got big balls.
I actually think this might be a psyop. This might be a story planted by Joe Biden himself to make people want to get the vaccine
balls,
because knowing guys as I do,
Yeah.
if you hear that there's medicine out there that makes your balls huge, there's going to be some dudes that are going to be like, you know what? I could use a little bit of inflation.
Problem is, if your dick doesn't get big as well, like I just piss on my balls.
Would you rather have a small dick, like really small, and small balls, or a small dick and giant balls?
First.
I think you got to...
No. If you had big balls next to a small dick, your dick looks even smaller.
Yeah, but still, if...
No, proportional.
I would rather have one big one of the two.
I don't think so. I think you got big-ass balls and a little tiny dick. Everyone's like, whoa, that's a really small dick.
Sound off in the comments.
It's like looking... It's like seeing someone. It's like standing on top of a building and seeing a little person. You're like, ooh, they look like ants. Your dick would look like an ant.
Throwing a tic tac down a hallway.
Yeah, standing next to a big. When you go to California, you stand next to the big redwoods, and you look so small. If your balls are a redwood and your dick is you're looking even tinier.
I still feel like you gotta take one. You gotta take one if you have the option.
All right. That was good talk. Good. Glad we sussed that out. Let's get to our interviews. We got Daniel Ricciardo, and then we got Bear Grylls. Before we do that, a quick word from our friends at Coors Light. Coors Light is the best beer ever created. If you're someone who's always on, what do you need to do when you need a moment to chill? How do you like to hit the reset button to get ready for what's next? Well, how about a Coors Light? There's only one beer out there that's literally made to chill, and that's Coors Light. The mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. That way, you always know when it's time to chill. When you need to hit the reset, just open a Coors Light. It's mountain cold refreshment, made to chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged. It's literally made to chill, and it's as crisp and refreshing as the Colorado Rockies. Perfect for a moment to unwind. So crack open a Coors Light. Have that moment where you can sit down, maybe enjoy yourself, enjoy some football on Saturday or Sunday. Coors Light is the one I choose when I need to unwind. So when you want to hit reset, reach for the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light in the new look delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Okay, here he is, Daniel Ricciardo. All right, we now welcome back, I should say, a very good friend of ours. It is Daniel Ricciardo. We said last time he was on that when he wins his next race, he's got to come back on. Now, I didn't think it would be this fast, but I'm happy because we do root for you, and we're very excited that the Shoey came back out. So you won in Monza. You're flying high. You're a man of your word. You came back on. Let's start with the Shoey. How good did that taste? First win in 3 years, right?
Yeah, it was. It had been a long time, and it was It was better than I remembered. I won't lie. Oh, yeah. I normally describe it as mother's milk. So it was that and more.
I love
Extra.
it.
Did you have a special drink set aside for it, or it was just whatever's closest? I'm gonna pour it in here.
Whatever's on the podium. So normally it's like champagne or sparkling wine, I guess, whatever they call it, and that was it. So once you spray it and do all that sort of stuff, I make sure I keep a good half the bottle left, and I took the right shoe off, did that, and then took the next one off, and I got the team boss and my teammate to do it. So Lando and Zach did it as well.
I love it. Yeah, that's great. And then I heard that one of the rewards for you winning this race was you were going to get to drive Dale Earnhardt's car. Is that still on the table?
Absolutely. I might even get to keep it now. Who knows?
Whoa. Whoa.
No. I'm definitely jumping to conclusions. But yeah, I'll get to drive that. We may tee it up around like the Austin Grand Prix. I'll see what happens. But yeah, I'll definitely get behind the wheel of that in the next couple months.
I love it. The fact that you keep saying it out loud that you might get the car afterwards, that's good negotiating on your part because you're just speaking it into existence. If you say it enough, he might just be like, yeah, I'm supposed to give him this car.
He might give us the car. Daniel might get the car and then give it to us.
I heard he was thinking about giving us the car.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know, like that's what this friendship's grown into. It's pure generosity.
Yeah, we just keep taking stuff off of you. All right, so
parasites. Yeah.
The win was awesome. Great race, a lot of drama. It must have felt great too because McLaren, that's their first win since 2012. So that's got to be an all-time party afterwards. You get a week off afterwards anyway. But was the party? Did it live up to it? Having everyone, celebrating the success together, because that is the cool part of the sport. Is it truly is a team sport when it comes to everyone behind you.
It is like that's. I think when you have highs like that and you win, like everyone feels it, and it's so cool because like we ticked so many boxes on Sunday to make the win happen, and like we nailed the start. The team did the fastest pit stop of the race. I think it's our fastest pit stop of it's the first time we've won that award this year. So to like win it during like the highest pressure moment and for the team to execute, and to take me back out in the lead after the pit stop was awesome. So like everyone felt like we earned that success and we earned that moment. So there was some sore heads on Monday. But fortunately they were more of the other members of the team. I was pretty mellow, I won't lie.
All right, so sore heads, you bring it up. I would imagine Lewis Hamilton. Well, no, the car safety makes it so that his head wasn't sore, thankfully. But your former teammate, Max Verstappen, has he ever been in a wreck that wasn't 100% the other person's fault? I was in a couple with him, which were definitely his fault. So, but he didn't say that, I would assume.
It's yeah. What did you think of it? Did you see? Did you see it?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that it's like Max obviously drives to the edge, and it. Well, actually, here's a question for you. It feels like F1. A lot of the guys and the best drivers are basically saying, "I will push the car. I'd rather crash than finish like 10th. I'd rather push it to the limit and play so aggressive on everything than have a result that I'm not happy with." Is that fair to say?
There's definitely a few drivers like that, and I think that's a good mentality to have in terms of like leaving it all on the table. But obviously, then it comes like now. Obviously, Max and Lewis are fighting for the championship, so I think if that's your like one and only mentality, then it's probably going to bite you more times than not. So yeah, I think it's then just trying to like pick your moments and then like I don't know. I don't want to say like cut your losses when you can, but just like in saying that, I don't think the incident on Sunday was like. I don't think it was like stupid or anything like what Max did. It was, I think he saw a little opportunity. He tried to go for it. It obviously wasn't maybe completely there, but yeah. I don't know.
The part that did make me laugh a little bit, we talked about it a few months ago when Max went to the hospital. He ended up being fine, but he bitched on Instagram afterwards saying that Lewis Hamilton was celebrating while he was in the hospital. And then you flash forward to Monza, and Max's car is literally on Lewis's head, and he just walked away. He just walked away. Like, he's one of those guys. He's so crazy competitive that he can't even understand the hypocritical nature of that. So I ended up root for Lewis now between the two of them.
Okay. I shouldn't laugh because like I don't mean to laugh. Obviously it was like obviously they were fine in the end, so it's all good. But yeah, it's like I think like I know Max, like I got to, you know, I was teammates with him for a few years and like that's him. Like he's a competitor and he'll leave it on the track and that's it. And obviously, I guess he still probably carried a little bit of maybe like frustration or anger or emotion from Silverstone. So maybe that was the reason why he was like, kind of like, stuff this. I'm just going to walk away.
Yeah. I would say my rule of thumb is 9 times out of 10, if you drive over another guy's head, it's probably your fault. There are times where it's not. But, you know, the head, just avoid the head.
Phil Leotardo.
Exactly, yeah.
I think as well, like in, so I saw afterwards so it looked like obviously he kind of came over, like, I guess like ran over his head, but then stopped a bit more forward. And like Lewis was, I think like there was things of like Lewis trying to reverse and get out. So look, I don't want to like, I've already got probably too involved, but maybe Max saw that and he's like, okay, like Lewis is fine. Like, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, you have to be diplomatic.
We'll do the trash talking for you.
Trash talk.
You just sit there and you're like, I'm going to stay out of it.
I said Max is a jerk, and you just sat there. You didn't even do anything when I said that. So that's credit to you.
Well, anyway, I will say like, and this obviously is going to come across as diplomatic, but I'll just say like as a general, like grid and all us drivers, like for sure we've got rivalries, and for sure we don't all like get on the best. But if we knew that like if we had a crash and we knew like that guy was injured, like 100%, I like hand on heart, I believe all of us would go and try and help. Like if we knew it was something serious, we wouldn't just turn our back. So I'll leave it at that.
I agree with that. Yeah, no, that's fair.
I think that makes
That's
sense.
fair.
So on a little lighter note, when you win the race, you do the shoeies, you're on cloud 9, having a great time. Like you said, you went out, you partied a little bit, not as much as you could have. What was the process like for you that night of determining which of your party shirts you were going to wear? Did you have one that was lined up? One that you would take around with you and say, I'm not putting this one on. The patterns are so complicated. I'm not even going to wear it until I win a race.
I really want to make something up here just to make it sound like a lot cooler, but I didn't plan for it. I've been on, if it's my defense, maybe not. I've been on the road now for like maybe 6 weeks. So everything's kind of recycled in my bag, and the only party shirt that I traveled with, I actually gave to you guys. So
yes.
Yeah, I got nothing else. Wait, you're going to give me some shit for that, aren't you?
Yeah, oh yeah. Uh-huh. Oh yeah. So we got the party shirt. Thank you. We're going to frame it. It's from Urban Outfitters.
Yeah.
Like you get paid. I never talk about another man's money, but it would be fair to say you're a millionaire and the party shirts are special shirts, and you got like, so do we get the bad party shirt, or is that what you're wearing? Yeah, that's okay.
No.
Good. All right.
Yeah, you guys got the shit. Like, let's be real. I met you once. Like, yeah, sure, we got on, but you ain't getting no Gucci the first time.
All right, good. That's all I cared about, because I just didn't want. I figured that was the case. But I was a little nervous that, like, we talked a lot about party shirts. You've talked about it on Drive to Survive. It's very funny. I was a little nervous that it was like all the party shirts were Banana Republic in Urban Outfitters, which is fine. But you'd have to have a couple that are like, ooh, this is a serious party shirt. That makes you feel a lot better.
So, and you know what? On that, like, I don't want to kind of give you the world on the first date, if you know what I mean. So,
yes.
But now that I'm back here, second time after a win, I might be feeling a little more generous. So you might, let's say you might receive something of higher standards.
I like that. Make us work for it a little bit.
What we need to do is you need to come to when you come to New York. I don't know if you ever come to New York, but we need to go party, and then we swap jerseys at the end. Yeah.
All right. We could discuss this offline, but there's a good chance that we could do this probably sooner than you think.
Okay.
Let's go.
Beautiful.
I'm down for it. Yeah.
That's because then I don't care what party shirt it is, because then it's a game worn, like, we had that. We'll put them all up. We'll frame them. It'll be great. It'll be like the end of a big soccer game.
I love it.
I was actually looking at the NFL schedule. You might be in New York sooner rather than later, but we were talking about getting you out to a Bills game at some point. Is that something that you're still interested in? Maybe after the Austin race, because I saw that they're playing. The Dolphins are at the Bills on October 28th, but then November 14th, the Bills are playing at the Jets here in New York. We could get you there. We could party with you there.
I'm not gonna lose time and check my calendar now.
Yeah, but just putting that out there.
As soon as I'm done, I'm gonna check, and if that somehow works in with the calendar, I'm there. I would love to. I'd love to.
That would be fun. So I back to Monza real quick. You said afterwards that you were driving with a primal rage. What was that? Is that war mode? Were you in war mode?
I was and anyone that I'll put that on silent. Anyone that really followed the weekend and followed the Friday practice, the qualifying, and saw my interviews and I don't know, my kind of demeanor, especially the people in the team, there was something that just kind of really pissed me off from the start of the weekend, but it was a good rage that I had, and I used it as I used it as energy, and I used it as fuel. And I think that's why both, the Saturday we had the sprint race, the sprint qualifying. I made a really good start. So I kind of used that to get me there. And then the main race on the Sunday, I had another good start. And I don't know, it sounds whatever cliche, but truth is I'm not surprised with the outcome of the weekend, because I was I don't know, I was a man on a mission, and it was really nice to be in that place. And I'm glad that I took it with both hands.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a good rage and a bad rage? Can you tell in the moment that it's a good rage, or is it something that in retrospect you're you know what, I turned this anger into something that was productive?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Normally, well, not normally, but a lot of the time, if you flip, you just want to go and break shit, basically.
Yeah.
And you'll let out a lot of that emotion and energy in the next 5 minutes. And I did well at bottling it and using it for the competition, for the race. So I as much as I wanted to do stuff, I channeled it, I guess. And that's when it becomes a good rage. If you can channel it into something productive, then that's pretty powerful.
Are you a little bit offended that you didn't get an invite to the Met Gala?
After seeing some of the images, not really.
Yeah, you probably can't wear the Urban Outfitters party shirt at the Met Gala.
I mean, look, the way some of fashion is now, I think you probably could get away with that.
Yeah, that's true. Uh-huh. That is true, in an ironic way. If you show up in an American Eagle shirt and cargo shorts, and you're I'm being...
That's the Adam Sandler.
Yeah, 2004 chic, Yeah.
Yeah, it's don't get me wrong, I'm sure it would be an experience, but I don't know, it seems maybe a little formal for me.
This is kind of a serious question, and I think most people who are competitive or have a job that is public by nature, which we do as well, was there ever a time between wins where you're can I still do this? Did you have that moment, that self-doubt that kind of creeps in for anyone? And did that ever kind of start to hey, what's up? Am I ever going to win one of these again?
Moments of it, yes. Moments of self-doubt and of that kind of deep questioning. They did come up, I guess, to the surface at times, and probably more than any year this year. The first 6 months was, pretty tough. I had the odd good race, but typically it was foreign territory for me. I'd never kind of consistently struggled for a number of races. So there were moments where I was kind of what's up. and would question myself, but it wouldn't last, like it would be for a couple hours, or I would sleep it off that night and then I'd wake up the next day like, no, like, fuck this shit. I'm still this and I'm still that. And like, then I'd use that as motivation. So yeah, I think fortunately it didn't get to a point where it really pulled me down. But there were moments, yeah, like I won't deny that.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I always love that, like, psychological part of being an athlete, because it's got to be tough at times where it's just like, all right, is this, like, what's going on? Am I on the other side? And then to actually come back and win a race has got to feel really, really awesome. And reading everything, like, I was reading someone, I think it was Charles Leclerc, was like, he's back. This is going to be a problem for people. Like, that's got to feel good to see people be like, all right, Danny Rick is back, and like McLaren's competitive, and it's a conversation now.
Yeah, it's like, it's cool. And I guess like deep down for me, I like what I said after the race, I was like, I never left. And I knew that I'd never left, and I knew that, yes, it had taken longer to get to this point than I thought in a way, but like that like, I don't know, that like drive and like fire, I guess, inside me was there always. So I just knew that it would eventually come out, and I'm stoked that it came out in the biggest way possible, and it was a victory. So like anyone that questioned or like doubted me, I think now they're like, okay, like, yeah, he's here and he's still the same competitor that we always knew. And yeah, it's just like, it's like anything, like people just need to be reminded.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So on this podium, it was you and your teammate number 1 and 2, and we're stupid. We don't know that much about the sport. We know what we see on television. We repeat it occasionally, but maybe you can walk us through what that dynamic's like as the race is coming to an end, where you're in first place, you've got your teammate in second place. You are on the same team, but at the end of the day, you both want to win the race, right? What sort of understanding was there? Was there no understanding at all of, we got a good thing going right now, we're going to end up 1 and 2, keep it how it is, protect Danny because he's in first place, and then how much was really you two guys going at it, mano a mano, trying to figure out, like, for yourselves, maybe he's going to overtake me, maybe I have to drive against him?
Yeah, I mean, the result was, like, winning was insane, and to go, like, 1-2 for the team was kind of even more insane. So that was nuts. I think the team hadn't won in 9 years. So, of course, like, I don't know if you want to call it ego, pride, or just the competitor, but I wanted to be that guy. Like, I wanted to be the guy to break the drought for the team. So I was obviously, stoked that it was me to do that. But then having like Lando come in like second, and for us to have such a competitive weekend, like that was, like the perfect scenario. I guess for him, the perfect scenario was for him to be first, me second. But, like there was one lap, I don't know, maybe it was like 20 laps to go. Like he got a little bit closer to me. And I think he thought I was maybe like struggling with the tires. So I think he came on the radio and said like, can Danny pick up his pace because like I'm faster? And the team were like, look, like relax, like hold firm, and we don't want to do anything stupid. But then I picked up the pace, and it was never under threat. So it was a 32-year-old wise, mature, experienced drive from me.
And fastest lap. You get the bonus point for fastest lap.
Yeah, so I sound like a dick trying to, or like talking about myself, but I'll try not to like make it sound arrogant. But because it had been for me 3 years, and it's been a tough year, and there was still surely people questioning my ability, like putting in the fastest lap of the race on the last lap when like the victory's in my hands, that for me was like a little like just to say like, guys, I did not feel the pressure this whole time. Just for my peace of mind, I'm going to set the fastest lap to say I told you so, and go fuck yourselves.
That's awesome, because that is true. I mean, you could have just you didn't have to push it at the last lap. You had it. So that's very cool. I love that.
Yeah. It was my way of saying like, I guess I love the pressure.
You think that maybe like 28-year-old you, when you hear him on the radio and he goes, can you ask Daniel to pick up the pace a little bit? Would that have pissed you off, or did that get you, like modern day you, did that put you into a good rage?
So yeah, like the first thought I had is like that would have pissed me off because I'm like, well, no, I'm faster. I've got speed here in my pocket. But no, like that sort of stuff. I'm like, you know what? It's cool. Like it kind of in a way proved to myself that like the race was under control, and it also kind of woke me up because yeah, there was one lap where I did cruise a little too much and like call it save the tires too much. So it kind of woke me up and said, all right, like don't take the piss here, like get a move on and just go on. Yeah, don't put yourself under any unnecessary stress.
My last question. By the way, I have so much more admiration for you and your fellow drivers because we're not going to spoil anything because the video hasn't come out yet. You'll have to watch it. But we did a go-kart race. We had huge recliners, go-karts that were made out of recliners, and we raced them. And I was so sore after doing like 10 laps, and I was out of breath. And we were going like 5 miles an hour. So I literally walked away being like, I don't know how anyone can race for a living. But this season, it feels like there's even more drama. Have you had the thought like the Drive to Survive Netflix show is going to be even better this year? Like, have you had moments where you're like, ooh, this is probably going to end up? Because it's weird to watch and be like, ooh, I can't wait to watch that in like 3 months, even though I'm watching it live.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of, I mean, and I think that's just the reality of the sport. Like every year there is drama. And I think now that we know Netflix is at like every race, it's kind of a reminder like, oh, like that's going to be a crazy episode. So, yeah, it kind of like them being there just highlights everything kind of we already knew about the sport. What was really cool is that, so like Netflix will follow like a team each weekend, you know, and so they're obviously getting snippets of everything, but they'll then be embedded with a team like kind of each race weekend, and that will cycle through and change. And Monza,
yes,
so that was like the perfect kind of setting.
Holy shit, that's awesome! I mean, I can't wait for that because that is absolutely perfect. I think, not to toot your own horn, but like you are one of the guys that I think a lot of people want to watch for because your personality. That's great news. That's breaking news. That's great news.
Yeah, well, it was cool. So like, I mean, and look, not to like make it about me, but I think just for them to be there and to capture like all of the emotion from everyone that weekend and like to really be behind the scenes and like, I mean, I think so. It was the first win for McLaren in 9 years, but it was the first 1-2 in like 11 or 12 years. So there's just a lot of like feel good moments from that weekend that I'm sure they captured.
I love it. Can't wait to watch. I had one last thing. I just want to say, like, you're an Australian. I've noticed something recently. I've become a big believer in Australian breakfasts. I feel like Americans right now, we have this stereotype of Australia as being like, you know, snakes, spiders, and steaks, and that's it. And that's what you guys do in the kitchen. You grill up a nice steak. But I actually think what's really slept on is the Australian breakfast. Do you agree with that take?
100%. Like even like here in London, like a lot of my favorite breakfast joints will be run by Australians. Like it's what we do. You've got to love avocado though, because avocado is pretty much on everything. But yeah, I'm stoked. What's your go-to? What's an Aussie breakfast specialty for you?
So I get the avocado toast, but then I just put everything on it. You know, the smashed avocado is your base layer, and then you load it up either with, you know, bacon, ham, you name it. You load it up and you turn it into like a giant stack, almost like we do with eggs Benedict here in the United States a lot. But in Australia, it's just like, okay, it's going to be an open-faced sandwich, but you can put half a cow on it, and it's still a healthy breakfast.
Yeah. And are you into like squeezing lemon over your avocado toast?
Occasionally I'll do that. I like the lime better. I like lime or sometimes an orange. I'll put an orange on top of it, and then hot sauce. You put the Cholula on the top layer, and then you got yourself a great breakfast. And then you get the pour over. The Australian coffee is another thing that I think is slept on too.
That makes me very happy. That makes me proud that you've acknowledged and appreciated some of our finest.
Yes.
All right, and before you go, you have to explain one thing. So I don't know if you know this about us, but we have a competition every year called Blake of the Year. So we have Blake Griffin, Blake Bortles, and Brooks Koepka, who is an honorary Blake. They compete for who's the Blake of the Year. why is your Zoom name Blake Friend?
So one of my good mates, and Blake, he works with me. He's pretty much my manager. So this is his laptop, and he signed in with his name. So
okay.
Blake, do you want to say hi?
Blake, what's up? Blake, we love Blakes.
Blake, you have the best name ever, Blake Friend.
Yeah.
Come on, say
Blake,
hi.
come on. Blake of the year.
Blake of the year, baby.
There he is. What's up, Blake?
Blake, what's up?
You look like a Blake.
Yeah.
Look at that. You look like a perfect mix of Griffin, Koepka, and Bortles all into one.
Yeah, you're not the first person that told me that, but thanks.
Okay.
You get that a lot.
Nice. It's good to have a Blake around, Dan. So that's good.
Another Aussie, so a good cunt.
Yeah. All right, Daniel, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Hopefully we'll see you soon.
Yes, I'm honestly 14th of November, 28th of October. Is that right?
Yeah, those are the two. It's like right after the Austin race and the Mexico City race.
And to come to New York, we'll find a night and we'll go out with party shirts on.
I love the idea.
All right, thanks so much.
Good to see you, man.
See ya. Congrats again, man. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Hopefully we can catch up soon.
Yes,
please.
Yes,
yeah, that'd be great.
And sorry about the Bills. We had Josh on. We went to Bills camp last month. You should watch it. It's good. He's the best.
Oh shit! All right, it was close, right? Did they lose by like a touchdown?
Yeah, they lost by like 6 points, 7 points, I think. Yeah,
okay.
They'll be okay.
It was tough. Steelers have a good defense.
They'll be okay.
Yeah.
All right then.
All right. See ya.
All right, see you, man.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Daniel Ricciardo is brought to you by our great friends over at Sling. I love Sling. I love it. I love it. I love it. And if you love watching live sports, but you're sick of the high prices, it's time to take control of your TV experience. It's high time that you got Sling. Sling is the place where your favorite channels, listen to this, if you're wondering, am I going to be able to get live sports? Am I going to be able to watch sports on my television if I cut the cord? Sling has channels like ESPN, NFL Red Zone, SEC Network, Golf Channel, FS1, TNT, NBC Sports Network, and more. They all come together there for less. With Sling, you can watch pro and college football, you can stay up to date on your fantasy league, and you can build your perfect channel lineup to follow your favorite conferences. Plus, they have ways to watch local channels for free. Sling is easy to set up, it's easy to use, there's no contracts. It starts at just $35 a month. That's right, $35 a month. Or if you sign up now, you can get your first month for just $10. So whatever you're into, if it's football, baseball, basketball, hockey, tennis, soccer, golf, you name it, Sling is where you can find the live sports you love, all in one place for less. And guess what? Going to throw in a little sprinkle on top, a little cherry on top at the end of the Sunday. Sling also gives you access to exclusive content on the new Barstool Sports channel. We've got so much video content, we had to make our own channel and Sling TV out of it. You can watch our exclusive content on there, watch some of your favorite videos on there. Go to sling.com/barstool. Sign up now. Get your first month starting at just $10. That's sling.com/barstool. Sign up right now. Get that first month starting at just $10. Now here he is, Bear Grylls.
And now for something completely different.
Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest. He is someone that everyone knows. He is a true, you're a man's man. You're the greatest survivalist I've ever seen. You also have a new show out on Netflix called You vs. Wild, Out Cold. It is Bear Grylls. This new Netflix show, by the way, let's start here. I watched the preview. It's a choose-your-own-adventure where we get to follow Bear in the wild trying to survive after a plane crash. This might be the coolest thing I've ever seen. I just popped on the trailer before I sat down, and the fact that we get to choose, like, do you want to eat this bug? Do you want to go over this mountain? Do you want to go through this tunnel? Who came up with this idea?
Well, it's been really fun to do. You know, we've kind of thought of this format for a while, but the truth is the technology hasn't really been there before. And Netflix were really encouraging from the early days of You versus Wild when we first did this as episodes last year. And I remember making this and they were kind of saying, we are literally building this plane as we're in the air. We're figuring it out on the go. But it's always, for me, felt like the next evolution of survival adventure rather than just kind of watching somebody or, people do this stuff. You're actually kind of involved in the decision making. And it's kind of like, we had Man vs. Wild, which was kind of me on my own. Then we've had Running Wild, where we get to take some of these, Hollywood guys, these kind of often survival rookies into the wild. But the next evolution was always that kind of sense of, let's take you, the viewer, with me. And you are, with me on this journey. You're in charge. And you get to decide, as you say, whether we go left or right, whether we swim the river, whether we make a raft, decisions, priorities, life or death on the line. Crazy fun to make. We used our same team as ever. We had a blast. And when we did the first season of these as episodes, it just flew. It was like the number 2 rated Netflix show at the time. And they said, well, let's do it bigger, better, do a movie. We did the first movie, which was called Animals on the Loose. We learned a lot through that one. That kind of did well, but I think Out Cold is really the one we all wanted to make. I lose my memory on the journey. So you guys, I lose a lot of my skills. So you guys have to help me. It goes pretty wild.
Well, yeah, I mean, my first thing would always just be find the water. Because you always taught me, like, find the river, find a stream if there's water nearby. As far as I know, as a survival rookie, you just walk to the water and then the rest takes care of itself, right?
Well, I think if that's all you learn, you stand a decent chance. There's a little bit more to it than that. But essentially, you're right. It's about having your priorities of survival clear. And, in terms of food and water, you can go 3 weeks without food, 3 days without water, so you've got to prioritize that high. And also, if you're eating food, you're dehydrating faster. So, yeah, priority. Actually, number 1 is protection, so whether you're in a car crash, whether you're lost in the desert, whether you're up a mountain in a storm, priority number one is protection. Get off the highway, get out of the storm, get out of the wind, get out of the, the flash flood. Number 2 is making sure you're visible. There's a lot of people, they'll make a great snow hole. They'll be safe, they'll be protected, but no one's ever going to find them. So you got to set yourself up for rescue, make sure you can be seen. And then number 3 is water, and then food.
What's the longest you've gone without eating food?
I'm trying to think. Probably in my military days. I look back to when I did my first big combat survival training, which eventually I became an instructor there with the British Special Forces. But initially, the training, 3 weeks. At the end of all the training, we were dropped in the mountains, left on our own, chased by an infantry regiment of soldiers and dogs and helicopters, 0 supplies, and just kind of told to get on with it and evade capture and make it back to home lines. So yeah, that was a long time, but we kind of nibbled on stuff. You'd find bugs and grubs and roots and berries, and we stole a few kind of farmers' chickens on the roots in the Bavarian mountains. So we figured it out, but as they say, improvise, adapt, overcome.
So another question about your beginning and your training. I have to imagine there's one mistake that you've made, whether it be on the show or before the show, that you always go back to in your mind, like never make this mistake again. What would that mistake be?
Oh, wow. How long have you got? I would actually say so much of my life, the adventures, my career has been built on those mistakes, is the truth. I think when I started out this job and I came out of the military, I thought I got a pretty good handle on this. I know how to do this stuff. A lifetime later, I kind of feel actually I'm a bit more of a rookie. And, and it's a continuous learning process. And I've failed my way through so many of these missions. The other side of it is you could say that adventure only really happens when things go wrong. In that sense, I've had a lot of things go wrong and I've had a lot of adventures. But I think a lot of it comes to a willingness to take risks. I think good survival really says do nothing. Be safe, stay put, don't run off trying to self-rescue, stay where you are, don't get injured, wait to be found. But as we know, that also makes very boring TV, and that's how survival shows were for years. And I kind of came along and thought, let's try and do this a bit differently. Let's do the self-rescue route, which says if you've got nothing and nobody's ever looking for you, what are you going to do? All you've got is kind of, some gaffer tape and a broken set of glasses. What are you going to do? I like that spirit of it. in terms of answering the question about the mistakes, I think it's probably overestimating my skills.
Yeah.
Sometimes I kind of think, it's going to be fine, and it's almost like a thing with the crew, when they hear me go, I reckon it's going to be okay. It's like, saddle up, we've got an adventure coming. The raft's going to float, trust me, it's going to be fine. The hammock, no problem. So I think that has often been the catalyst to many adventures. But, hey, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Who dares wins has always been a key mantra for us as a team in the wild, and you got to go for these things. And I think a bit like a football tackle, when you half commit, that's when you get injured. When you're all in, 100%, come on, bring it.
Yes.
Then you get away with it a bit more.
Is your job?
But not always.
Do you still have fun at your job? Because to me, it sounds like just the title adventurer. It's something that every kid growing up, it's like, what do you want to do for a living? I'd like to go on adventures, and you actually get to do it. Is it still fun, like in the moment as you're doing it, or when you're taping a show and you're out in the wild, it's raining, you're tired, you're cold? Are you like, man, this really sucks, I wish I had been an accountant?
Well, there've definitely been a few moments like that where you definitely think, oh, what am I doing again in this situation, being devoured by mosquitoes, bitten by snakes, and away from home and cold and unsure, But I think predominantly I love the adventures. It's a great, great privilege. I love the crew that we travel with. That for me is a huge part of my motivation. And as you say, I think if you could ask the 7-year-old me, how does he fancy this as a job? Climbing trees, jumping off stuff, shooting the rapids, chasing the crocodiles. I would have thought amazing. Come on. So I will never take that for granted. And the only thing I would say is that if I could do all of this stuff without the TV cameras, I would much, much prefer it. And it's a running joke with our crew is how impatient I am. And with the actual filming side of it, I think it actually comes from a lack of confidence in front of the camera. I actually really struggle with it. I've learned to just kind of ignore the actual camera and just kind of get on with doing the adventures. But the number of times we end up going on great adventures with no TV cameras, no iPhones, no GoPros. And I do love that. That's my happy place because, it's not that, I don't know. I just don't feel very comfortable always in front of a camera. I remember day one from filming. We'd been filming for about 2 minutes, Man vs. Wild, episode 1. And Simon, the cameraman, a lovely, lovely guy, still a great friend to this day. He went, well, stop. This is terrible. This is never going to work. You're so wooden. And stop. Just tell me what you were doing when we were walking up the mountain an hour ago and we weren't filming, and you saw that kind of snake over there and you got all excited to drag me over to show me a few things and we weren't filming. Just tell it to me like that. And that kind of changed it. And I just then tried to forget about the camera. I'd speak to the cameraman. And that was the early dynamic of Man vs. Wild that really people hadn't seen before, of that interaction with the camera, which is why on Netflix now it's so fun to go back to that in a way, have that interaction, but this time, with the viewers going, okay, what are we going to do?
So speaking of the camera crew, just be honest with us. Like, they ever slip you a granola bar when things get really tough? They're like, hey, Bear, don't worry.
All the time.
Yeah, I got a Chewy for you. Just take this because I know that you don't want to eat like snake eggs all for dinner again. Yeah.
Well, listen, first of all, I do eat the snake eggs for the dinner, but there's definitely, in the early days, especially, they would kind of go, oh, Bear, that was, oh, man, have some of my Gatorade and have a, and I'd be like, good. But as the show went on, they kind of had a sick pleasure in like,
yeah, right.
So then it became a tussle. But on Running Wild, one thing I've really learned on that show is we've got to keep the guests hydrated and fed. If it's, we obviously find bugs and grubs and old carcasses lying around, and we have that on the show and we'll cook it up and do it. But especially on Running Wild behind the scenes, I really, as a crew, we work hard to make sure not only the crew are well hydrated, but also the guests, because otherwise they just go downhill super fast. Right. People aren't used to not eating for a day or 2 days. And it, in the early days of the show, the first ever Running Wild we did, Will Ferrell, we went old school. We went hardcore. All he had was caribou eyeballs, and that was it. And and poor guy was like almost broken a day later. So we learned pretty quickly that you gotta keep the guests hydrated. But I think they are often surprised that they go, "Wow, I thought we'd have some craft services behind the scenes," and it's like, no, you're drinking for the cameraman's water bottle, and you're sharing, Pete's granola bar. So it's kind of rough, but they do like it, and I think it's part of the experience for these stars.
I really wish I would love to do the running wild and just like we get out there and I just lay down. I'm like, I'm not moving, and the entire episode is you just trying to tell me to like stop. I would just die on like in the middle of the woods. I'd be like, go ahead, I don't care. This is too much.
Well, yeah, it's happened a couple of times with guests where right at the beginning they kind of did that, and what happens is we all just sort of sit around and kind of cajole and push and nudge, and nobody's filming, and eventually when they're up and moving and hanging off the cliffs, right now we're rolling, let's go.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But the energy of the show is what is fun, that constant movement, a lot of winging it. We have a rough idea of always where we want to go and what we want to do, but there's always a healthy amount of improvisation, and that's the fun bit for me, for the guests, and for the crew.
Yeah, but you'd be conserving energy, though.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
You said, the easiest way to survive, just
that's true.
Staying still. The whole rescuing part, that would be a challenge, but yeah.
Well, the thing is, this is what the guests often say. They go, but shouldn't we just stay put and wait for rescue? And I go, well, technically, but this is going to be fun. Come on.
Yeah, right.
So we kind of change it from just a survival mission to an adventure. Extraction is 12 miles that way. We're on the move.
When you have a celebrity on the show, like whether it's Will Ferrell or if it's Obama, are there times when you're sitting around and you're looking at each other, you can tell that they're waiting to ask you a question about when it's safe to drink urine?
Well, listen, I wish I had $1 for every time somebody has asked me that, whether I'm in a bar or in the street, or also on Running Wild. In fact, I remember with Obama, it was the other way around. We had the guy who was with us asking the questions, kind of saying, President, what do you think about Bear's decision to go left or right? And sort of interviews him along the way. Was kind of getting really into the role and was gaining confidence with Obama and the Secret Service team. And just at the end, he said, "So one other question: what would it take for you to drink Bear's urine?" At which point I stepped in. Obama's so great. He kind of laughed. I just went, "Guys, we're done. Leave the president. We're out of here. He's done it. What a legend."
All right. So on this show, we've had a debate. I don't know if you saw. There was a study that basically said most people think that they're overconfident in the animals they could take in a fight. And we went through the list, and I think I could take most animals in a fight. But what is the one animal that you're like, no chance? If I see this animal, like I am getting as far away as possible. What's that animal to you?
Probably a saltwater crocodile. Don't mess with the salties. A number of times I've been in the Northern Territories and you see a little pool of water and you think it's just benign and all fine. And, I remember coming across one little billabong once, and we hadn't drunk for a while with the crew, and we were kind of wanting to refill the water bottles, and it was like a scene out of Crocodile Dundee. The crew went, I said, "Guys, just what I bet this is prime salty territory," and they went, "No, we're enough inland now." And I said, "Watch this," and I'd done this a couple of times on other ones, and it hadn't worked. So I kind of thought, third time, I wonder, whether it's going to happen. I got a rock and just lobbed it into this small, swimming pool size, brown water, murky pool. And literally as that rock hit the water, this huge salty just exploded out, thrashed the whole thing into like a jacuzzi, and then 5 seconds later, it's like a mill pond again. It's like, that's why we don't get in these billabongs. So if you're in the water with a salty, you're in trouble. They're going to get you. They're going to take you under. You're going to breathe in water. You're toast. They're going to stick you under a log to let you rot and soften up for a few days. They're going to come up. They're going to give you a shake like that. Your guts are going to fly out. I've even heard of heads flying off. They're so powerful, the jaws, and then they just swallow you down, and under they go. So don't mess with the big salties. They can take down sharks. I've seen them take huge fish, come up and just go poof, like that, and the guts just explode out, from the violence of it. And it's choose your battles in the wild is what I'd say.
Okay, that's I understand what you're saying, but counterpoint, like they have no lateral quickness, so I just run around them.
Yeah, but you're in trouble. Yeah, that is true. If you're really in that situation, good luck to you. But remember, they will often, the way they catch is often with their tail. They'll swipe with the tail. So often, I've seen it with people. They move around the side thinking they're being smart, and then whap with that tail.
Oh.
Clean off your feet, down, bomb, retreat, and you're in the water.
Why don't they just jump over the tail?
Yeah, why don't I just smash the tail, jump on the tail? That's got to hurt them.
I think you got it. I tell you what, talk is sweet in that studio, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, the best part about doing that is that we are just never, like, I'm never going to be in the woods, so I know that I can just talk a big game to all these animals.
You actually seem like the best person in the world maybe to have these hypothetical conversations with about, like, what animal could defeat another animal. So you're on the record as saying, like, great white shark, saltwater crocodile, mano a mano, fish a fish, or whatever they are. You're saying that the crocodile wins.
Certainly with some of the smaller tiger sharks for sure, and a long way offshore where you wouldn't be expecting to see salties. So yeah, I put them as number one in terms of fearsome predator, been around since the dinosaurs, for a reason. And you only have to type into YouTube some of the, croc attacks and it's I think the big lesson always I've learned in the wild is respect. Choose your battleground. Use the one thing that's better than all of these things, which is our brain. Be smart. Respect it. You'll only get it wrong once. And, look at us. So I got no claws. I got small muscles, and yet we're kind of apex predators out there for a reason. So it's leave the ego at home. Use your brain. Think smart. Live to fight another day.
So what's the longest you've sat in front of a television watching, like sports or whatever it may be?
Oh, wow. I'm kind of not a great TV person. I love tennis. So I've watched a few marathon tennis matches over the years. But even when they start getting beyond like an hour, I start getting up and I need to move.
Okay.
It's almost like a sort of joke with our team whenever we do press junkets or whatever. It's like, half an hour. Let open the door. We're out of here for 5 minutes. I don't know. I like moving. I'm not a great sort of sit down person. But yeah, probably tennis matches.
Okay, so would it be fair to say then that if you put the two of us in the wild, we do better than putting you in our world, which is on a Sunday sitting on a couch and watching, no joke, like 12 straight hours of football? You couldn't do that, correct? We could maybe take down a salty. Yeah. You couldn't watch 12 hours of football.
Yeah. Listen, you're right. This is one to you every time. And I actually, for the record, think you would actually make great survivors. I really do. I think, you got to work well together. You guys work well as a team. You got to be able to laugh a lot, the sense of humor. Number one in the wild. Things are going to go wrong. So I think don't underestimate yourselves. I think you'd be great, not only on the couch with the marathon 12 hours, but also the marathon in the mountains. I think you'd be okay.
We should do a home and home. I don't think you could handle an entire because I actually undersold it. It's 12 hours on Saturday, then 12 hours on Sunday. So it's 24 hours basically of watching football on a couch. That's real survival.
It is. And the commercial breaks. That's the thing about American football. I mean, as you know, with rugby, with that great English game, the whistle starts and the whistle stops. That is non-stop for those 90 minutes. But American football is every 30 seconds they're having like a tea break.
Yeah, correct. But we have the Red Zone channel, which actually makes it more difficult for us because we have to not only physically be in one place for an extended period, but also mentally jump around from different games second to second to second. So it's actually it's a mental workout as well.
This multiple screen.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys do it.
It's tough.
The team are laughing here, go, Bear, what do you talk about a tea break? They're not sitting down having like crumpets and scones and tea.
I appreciate you respecting our lives, though, because we are the true survivors.
A Powerade.
And try doing it drunk. That even makes it more challenging sometimes with the bathroom breaks that you have to get into. You should do a drunk man versus wild, where people just go and you just drop them off shit-faced in the middle of a jungle and see how long they can survive. I think I'd be pretty good at that.
I don't know. I think that might be a shorter episode, actually. Do you know the rule of threes for survival? So we've done the 3 weeks without food, 3 days without water, 3 minutes without air, It's actually 3 hours without shelter, 3 minutes without air, but then 3 seconds without thinking. So if you're smashed, take your eye off the ball, it's all over. You go in that billabong.
That'll be tough. I want to ask you about your name. You have maybe the coolest name of all time. How much of your success do you ascribe to getting to call yourself Bear Grylls?
I don't know. I think it plays a part. I used to hate it when I was a kid. I used to think, oh, why can't I have a normal name? When I was at school and stuff. But you're right. I look back now and I think, it kind of works. So yeah.
What's the grossest thing you've eaten? I know you had like the boiled rat or mouse in urine, but what's the one thing that you think back and you're like, never again, I cannot do that?
Yeah, I've forgotten about that mouse in urine. Yeah, it was Michelle Rodriguez urine, and yeah. By the way, legend of a girl. What an incredible. She was fearless and brave. I don't know, maybe like, raw scorpions and tarantulas and live snakes and, camel intestinal fluids and yak eyeballs. And I don't know, the worst was raw goat's testicles. And I remember I was in the desert, the Sahara Desert with these nomadic tribesmen and they said, you're staying the night with us out here. We're going to kill one of the goats and give you the prize testicles. I'm thinking, okay. I've learned over the years to be very wary of delicacies, but I was a little greener, a little wetter behind the ears in those days. But anyway, they got the machete out. They killed the goat. They sliced the testicle, gave me this thing, and I'd actually beforehand the goat was like this big, and I'd been around the back of it while they were sharpening the knife to check out how big this goat really was, and saw these massive testicles. I thought, wow, this is we call it Sod's Law, it's like, the biggest testicles in the Sahara Desert. Anyway, they gave me this thing like a massive baseball, and I thought I'll try and swallow it. I just, I'll try and squidge it in. I don't want to bite into it because it's going to be a mouthful of, everything bad. So I got this thing. I thought I'd just take a massive, like, here we go, whoomp, and it got about halfway down. Then it wasn't going down. Then I sort of threw up, and then. So I had a mouthful of vomit, exploded sperm, and just a testicle sack. And now I thought I don't want to be rude, so I kept it in my mouth, and then sort of got it down second time. But it was definitely a note to self, like, do not have the goat bull delicacies when next with the Berber tribesmen in the Sahara Desert.
Oh my God! I'm going to note that. I'm going to put that down to never do that.
Yeah, we'll eat Skyline chili, but maybe not the goat testicles. Now, conversely, what is the best tasting thing that you've ever had that you thought was going to taste disgusting?
Well, that's easy. You just got to burn the hell out of it, So I've learned, I mean, it took me years and years to figure this out, but whatever it is, just burn the hell out of it and it's okay. I remember scorpions raw are terrible. They have this yellow, like, pus inside that is just pungent and stays in your mouth for days. And you can smell it as soon as you bite into it. It's like, "Bwah." And I always used to be munching down these scorpions. And then one day I sort of started cooking it, and I cooked it a bit more. And before I knew it, sort of burnt all that fluid out. And it was just like a burnt sausage on the barbecue. So the magic ingredient is burn the hell out of it.
Yeah. Like it. All right. So I should have asked this to start. We do a thing every year called Grit Week, where we go around to training camps, football training camps, and we go around in a bus in America. It's the grittiest thing you've ever seen. But you had a book called True Grit. What is grit to you? What's the definition, like the bare bones definition of grit?
Never giving up. That's it. Grit is resilience, is dogged, never say die, raw determination, never give up spirit, grit. And some of the stories actually in True Grit are mind blowing. I think out of all the books I've done, that's the one I had the most fun doing because, it's the stories that I grew up on, but a lot of people just won't know. And they're all, each story is just one short chapter, but they're incredible tales of heroism, sacrifice, resilience, and mind blowing determination. So I love it. I've read it to our boys when they were young. And some of the stories I think definitely stayed with them.
It's your life is so different than our lives, but I just keep thinking like true grit for us is like, going 0-7 in gambling picks on a Saturday and then being like never giving up. Like Sunday, I'm back at it.
Well,
I'm going to fucking do it again.
I broke my foot. Big Cat got bit by a dog.
Yeah.
And we didn't miss a single episode
Yeah,
doing
so
the
that's
podcast.
true grit. Grit comes in every
you
form.
You guys are legends. You guys are legends. Well, my nephew, age 15, came to me and he was, he was staying for the weekend. He went around the back to have a cigarette, and I went out, I caught him there. And I said, "Hey, babe, come on, you're better than that. You need to knock it on the head with the cigarettes. You're smoking you're 15, you're smoking like 30 a day. This isn't good." And he came out with the immortal lines. He goes, "But Uncle Bear, you told me since I was a little boy, never give up."
Shit.
Come here.
He got you.
Shit.
He absolutely nailed you on that. Yeah.
You go, mate.
Oh.
Yeah. Billy, do you have any questions?
Yeah, we have.
So
yeah, we have a guy.
our guy Billy here is I think he kind of wants to grow up to be you.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has the requisite skill or knowledge base just yet, but he's working on it. So I think he's got some questions for you, if that's okay.
He's also military like you, so
No,
he's,
I'm not.
He's already very gritty. But go ahead, Billy.
Aspiring.
Ask a couple questions.
Hey, Billy.
I was just wondering, what are your favorite survival skills that you'd want to, tell our listeners that are like exact facts that many people don't think about, but might be super handy if they ever get into some sort of survival situation that they might know.
Just so you know, Bear, just to distill this, what Billy's asking is, can you give him some tips that he can then go tell other people to impress them?
Exactly.
Well, listen, there are 1,000 little things from being able to start fires with a little bit of chewing gum paper and a battery and tear the foil and connect the terminals into a light, and you can get that into some, something to burn. So, there are 1,000 things from that to purifying water through your underpants, through, to improvising spears out of, whatever. I don't know. So, I always think the one thing that's helped me a lot is more about attitude. It's this thing of instinct being the nose of the mind, and you got to trust it. And I think, it covers a lot when you're out there. Sometimes we live at such a fast pace and we go at 1,000,000 miles an hour. But one of the things I love about the wild is that there's time to breathe and to look at things and to feel it. And nature's so connected. And I think we sometimes lose touch with that bit in here. So I think if you're out there, trust your instinct. Sometimes it's like, that's a bad thing to do, and you've got to back away and find another way around things. And so I think a mix of all of those things. Listen, we could talk for hours about little tips and tricks. If you're lost, don't just plow on. If you're not sure where you are, stop, retrace your steps. People make such a mistake often just plowing on and thinking they've half got it and then making the map read what they kind of think they see. If you're going or a hike in the wild, tell people where you're going, when you're due back. So if you're overdue, people know to come and look for you. How many times do people get lost and nobody's even looking for them for days? I don't know, a mix of silly, fun things like that.
What about just crying? Have you ever advised anybody just like, hey, just sit down and just start crying?
Dehydrates you further, wasted energy.
Okay.
Okay.
So don't
All right,
cry.
no
Drink your own
Hold
tears.
it in. Hold it in. Drink your own urine instead.
Yeah,
Yes.
drink your own urine. I do have one other urine question. I don't mean to really harp on the piss questions, but the all-time moment for me, because I did watch a lot of Man vs. Wild, was when you used the snake as the camelback and you filled it up with urine and you tied him off and you carried him around to drink your own urine out of the snake later on that day. Is that something that you just thought, like, was the episode going, like, was it a little bit too boring and you're like, you know what, I'm going to really spice things up today and I'm going to make my portable water bottle out of this snake? Or was that something that you had planned ahead of time?
First of all, I'm super touched you remember that sort of thing. I love that. Sometimes we're out there and we're doing these things. You think, does anyone ever take any notice of this stuff? So first of all, thank you. Yeah, I think at the time it was like I caught the snake. I needed a pee. I was well hydrated at the time. My water bottle was full. I didn't want to waste hydrated pee. And it was like, my brain works like this, very quickly. It was like, let's not just throw this skin away. Let's gut it. And then we'll tie it and we'll use that. That will keep my neck cool. I've got fluids for later. And I've got the meat keeping cool in the bottom of the backpack. So as we said, improvise, adapt, and overcome is always the heart of so much survival.
It was an all-time moment of television for me. Yeah,
it was. All right, so my last question. Everyone go check out You vs. Wild Out Cold. It is out on Netflix on September 14th. What if you had to pick what the worst situation is hot, super hot, super cold, or wet. Which one are you trying to avoid the most?
Well, the worst is wet and cold.
Yep.
You know, because you can be super cold in the Arctic, but if it's dry, as long as you're dry, you can deal with that sort of dry cold. The extreme heat is really hard, you know. But for me, I got quite a lot of frost nip in my fingers and toes on Everest many years ago, and that still reminds me every day when I'm in the cold. It never lets me forget. But the real killer is the wet and the cold, and that's why technically there's parts of the UK and Scotland that they actually term as Arctic landscape because of that driving wind and sea spray, and you can find yourself in trouble very quickly with wet and cold.
Yeah.
Would that be like the Highlands, or is there one part of the world that you would say is like, if we eliminate the poles, what is the worst place to be stranded?
Well, I think coastal mountains, you're right, can be really unforgiving like that because you get all of that rain and that strong winds. It's why, you know, Mount Washington on the East Coast, why, you know, I think the highest wind speed in the world was recorded there, not in Antarctica. You know, and it's that, so that could be a dangerous combination. But as you know, you don't have to go far in our worlds or from our homes to find yourself in great wildernesses. And look at the US at the moment, some of the wild sort of fires. And, you know, you live in a truly beautiful, spectacular, incredible country where wilderness is on your doorstep in a heartbeat. And it's why I love the US so much.
You should just go to the Times Square subway station.
Yeah,
and try to survive there for a week.
I really want to see Bear do like a regular week. Like you wake up, you have to get on the subway, you have to go sit at a computer for 10 hours. You then leave. You maybe eat some chicken wings, have a couple beers at happy hour, try to fall asleep. Like I want to see Bear do regular 9 to 5 like us. Not like us specifically, but like most of our listeners, and see if you can survive that. I don't think you can.
I think you're probably right. I think every man has his breaking point. You know, hey, I've worked hard all my life to avoid that. It hasn't always worked out. We've had a lot of fun on the way. But yeah,
I love the idea that Bear can like eat a snake, kill a gator, do all these things. But if you ask him to be on a conference call for an hour, he's like, nope. I'm out.
It's the rule of 3. You get 3 hours. You have to have a cup of coffee every 3 hours. And then every 3 seconds, you have to think about something that's not work related. Mm-hmm. That's how you survive.
Yes.
You got it. Hey, it's a Barstool rule of 3.
Yes, yes, exactly. All right. Well, Bear, this has been awesome. We really appreciate it. We're big fans. So everyone go check it out. You vs. Wild Out Cold, September 14th on Netflix. Thank you. And if you're ever in New York City, which I don't know if you even come here, but we'd love to have you come by the office.
If I come to New York, I'm looking you up. I'm going to need a local survival guide.
Yes,
you guys are legends.
Come sit and watch 12 hours of football with us.
I don't think you can do it.
Great television to see if you can survive.
I don't think you have the guts, Bear.
Hey, I'm not going to make promises I'm not going to keep. I couldn't do it.
All right, thanks so much, Bear.
See you, Bear. Bear Grylls is brought to you by our great friends over at Roman Swipes. Most guys have tried different ways to last longer in the bedroom, but thinking about baseball doesn't always work. That's why the people over at Roman, an online men's health company, are changing the game with Roman Swipes. It's the secret to longer-lasting sex. Roman Swipes are a clinically proven way to last longer in bed. They're effective, they're easy to use, they're fast-acting, but they don't require a prescription. Roman can ship swipes to you in discreet, unmarked packaging, and each swipes packet is small enough to hide in your wallet for whenever you need it. They're super easy to use. You just take the swipes out of the packet, you swipe it on, you let it dry, you're good to go. That's it. Go to GetRoman.com/take. You can get your first month of swipes for just $5 when you choose that monthly plan. Go to GetRoman.com/take.
All right, let's wrap up. We got Fyre Fest of the week, and then we'll send you on for a football weekend. See everyone on Monday. Reminder, no guests on Monday, but we do recap every game. It's fucking awesome. Favorite shows we do. And then we got some good guests coming up next week. Actually, one of the most badass guys we've ever had on the show. That's
Absolutely.
a fact. That is a fact. Hank, your Fyre Fest of the week.
So you guys know I've been golfing a lot lately, trying to get out there as much as I can. Our coworker and friend Caleb was in town this week, and we were talking at the office, and we were like, oh, we should play Thursday, and he was like, oh, what about Thursday morning? I was like, fuck it, I'll do it Thursday morning at like 8 a.m., and which was obviously way earlier than I like to get up. Same with Caleb, but we were both committed, going to go out there. Went to sleep early last night, woke up at like 7:15, but I was fully awake, and then I checked my phone and saw he had called me at like 3 o'clock in the morning and was like, yeah, there's no way I'm coming out. And so then I was like, oh, well, I'm not going to go by myself, but I was already wide awake, so I've just been up all day. I'm going to be up late tonight, and I just didn't even go.
One, you got up at what time?
7:15.
Nice. Welcome to my world.
Sucks.
Yeah, no, it's not fun. It's not fun. It's way too early to be up. Two, he canceled at 3 a.m.?
Well, he FaceTimed me and then texted me. He was like, yeah, there's just no shot. I'm going to make it up at 8 a.m., which I kind of was expecting, but
yeah,
it wasn't surprising. I was kind of just like, good for us for even trying, but
yeah,
it was unfortunate that I got up before I checked my phone. Like, I got up, I think, jumped in the shower for a second,
tough.
And then checked my phone before I went and was like, oh.
Because you probably would have been happy if you had woken up and before you got out of bed, you look at the phone, see the cancellation, you're like, sweet, I get to go back to sleep.
Correct. I would have been thrilled.
Brutal.
But since you're awake and milling about, that's tough.
It was tough.
All right, PFT.
I'm sorry, Hank. I had a pretty clean week.
I'm sorry, Hank.
Thank you.
Didn't shit myself this week. Feeling good, feeling clean. So my Fyre Fest is going to be for a friend of the program, Cristiano Ronaldo. He had a pretty bad Fyre Fest this week. I don't know if you saw this, but he's moving to Manchester, which is in South London, and he bought a mansion there, as one does. And it turns out that there's a bunch of livestock near his mansion that have kept him awake all night long.
No.
So he had to sell his mansion because the sheep were too loud, which tells me he's not a lion.
Yeah, fact.
That's all I get from that news. But
Fact.
Cristiano Ronaldo, thoughts and prayers to him. He's purchasing a new mansion, one that's farther away from the farm animals. So hopefully he gets settled in there pretty quickly. Because I don't know how he's even, that's got to be just absolutely spirit crushing for him.
Yeah. Thoughts and prayers to Cristiano Ronaldo.
He did have a sick tap in, though.
Oh, dude, duh. That's all he does. All right, my Fyre Fest, I had a pretty good week, too. The only thing I'd say is, we got back into football mode. We got back into football schedule. And, when you get a veteran in the NFL, and they're like, I can't do this forever. I've had that thought. Not saying that's, but the thought has crept in my head, which is a scary thought.
Because it's just so much time.
So football is just a lot.
It's a lot.
The content machine doesn't slow down. So, yeah, I've just been like, wow, man, I'm sore. I think also because we went go-karting, I got really sore from that.
Yeah, Billy and I were talking about this the other day, but Wednesday is really the only day that you can do any chores.
And that's like the opposite for me, but yes.
You do, because that's when you tape your 7 shows.
Yeah, right. So that's where my brain is starting to melt.
In the mind of a casual football fan or like a medium football fan, Wednesday is the day that you can take care of the oblos.
Yeah. And that's until Maction.
That's until Maction, and then it's all out the window.
Yeah, then it's no chance.
So the light in my shower went out, and I didn't know why, but I was showering one morning, and I realized it was because my ceiling sort of caving in from all the rain we've been getting recently. But because the light was out in my shower, I didn't realize that some of the ceiling was actually crumbling down onto me while I was showering. So then I got out of the shower, was about to leave, and then I realized there's just a ton of dirt in my hair.
It's dandruff.
From the ceiling. So
that does suck. What are you going to do?
Well, I went back in the shower, showered it all out, and then I took out the ceiling tile that was crumbling.
And you're never going to replace that?
No, I have a super. So I texted him.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to be really responsive to the guy that has a squat rack in his kitchen.
And a hedgehog.
He's like, oh my God, that place is turning into a zoo. I better get over there and fix that soon. Actually, you know what's going to happen? I guarantee you, Billy's got a nice little outdoor spot. Billy's just going to hook up a hose. Yeah. And that's going to be your shower eventually.
No, I mean, Billy also could totally just, take apart the entire ceiling of his shower and just do that for the rest of his time living.
True.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a decorative ceiling. There's pipes above.
It's already going that way.
When you think about it, all ceilings are totally decorative.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, right? Like exposed pipes. That's a cool look.
If you have a pipe problem.
Yeah. Billy, so in this new shower that you have where you're seeing the ceiling or the pipes right now, why don't you just become a bath guy?
I don't have a bath.
Oh, that's tough. Yeah, you're definitely going to start hosing yourself down outside.
Yeah, and I also strained my quad.
I'm sorry.
Can't run.
Apologize.
Beta.
All right, Jake.
So I'm fasting today. Yom Kippur.
Are you actually?
This is my first time actually
You're
doing it. I'm pretty much.
Why did you decide to do it now?
felt like I give it a shot. I always give up at like lunchtime, but
Yeah.
That's just called
kept busy
a
today.
normal day. Like
Right.
I fast every day until lunch too.
Yeah, I just forget to eat.
Yeah, and then this afternoon, Billy's Chick-fil-A comes and he shoves it in my face.
And
he's
did
like,
you eat it?
No,
Oh.
but he's
Billy,
just
that's very
teasing me.
offensive. Very
Yeah.
offensive.
Religious. That's religious
and,
discrimination.
I actually forgot one thing. Billy wants to eat our fatter coworkers.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
he said
So-
I would choose Doug's and Frank the Tank to be locked in a bank vault with.
Yeah.
No,
so I could
So we
eat
could
them.
eat them, and then he deleted the tweet before people could see it, but people saw it.
No, so what happened was Stu Fyre wants to throw a huge party in a bank vault, and
It sounds like something Bane would do.
I know. So I'm thinking about that, and I'm a little claustrophobic. And I was like, well, what if we all get locked in there? Like, what the fuck? Like, it's a huge bank vault. Like, no one can hear us scream.
Yeah,
And I was like, well, and he had preemptively invited Coach Doug's and Frank the Tank. So I was like, well, we know Frank the Tank and Coach Doug's are going to be there. The great first two people to eat if we, like, we're starting.
no one
so
thought that.
what you did was, like, when Dwight gets stuck in the elevator, immediately establishes a piss corner way too
Yeah.
early. You just established, like, okay, I'm going to have a luau with these two guys first.
Yeah. He said
Yeah.
the reason he invited Frank and Doug's was just in case we all get locked in, we eat them first.
Also, you could have just said one of the two of them.
Yeah.
You didn't have to call both
And
of
he
them
also
out.
could have been like, not the only reason Stu invited those two fat guys is so he could eat them.
I thought it was funny. Look,
I mean, it was, but
you try to make
you
people
know what it
laugh
was?
every day.
No, but
sometimes.
the problem was, it was funny until you deleted it, because then when you deleted it, it was like, wait, was that a real thought? You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like,
Well,
you
it was a-
wouldn't
it
you wouldn't
was a-
delete a joke. You'd delete a real thought that you accidentally said out loud.
It's the Streisand effect.
Yeah.
Calling way more
Because
attention.
I saw that tweet, I would never have thought of something. It's because I saw it deleted. I was like, wait, Billy does want to eat these guys.
No, it was just the responses were pretty. Like, that's not cool. But it was fun.
Eating people?
Yeah.
Tell them to fuck off.
I have a group-wide Fyre Fest too. The importance of the MVP award has been tarnished.
MVP, yeah.
MVP.
Now they're doing one weekly.
Yeah,
No,
I don't like that.
I'm
It's
done with
not
it.
my MVP.
Over.
I refuse.
Until Mitch can win one.
I don't recognize this MVP as
No.
existing
Until he wins one.
Mitch wins once. Yeah.
Shout out Kyler,
Jake-
though, for giving himself the award in that video.
Yep. Jake, what do we say? Do we say shalom? How do we say?
For Yom Kippur.
Like, it's not
don't say
happy
anything.
Yom
you don't say
Kippur,
anything.
is
You
it?
just say like, have an easy fast.
Have an easy fast.
Yeah.
Why
Pretty
is
much
this
there.
not-
I'm gonna be the first person ever to break my fast at Dave & Buster's.
We need to fact check
definitely
that.
not
Not
fact.
true at all.
No way.
Most people, you just sit at home and eat
97.
bagels.
No, there's definitely some freak that
18.
just loves Dave
Eight.
and Buster's.
69.
I love Dave and Buster's, so I'm that.
Chimps are the most warlike
97.
of the great apes.
the star-
besides-
99! I fucking
99,
stopped saying
goddamn it.
99!
They should open up a specific Jewish Dave and Buster's and call it Star of David and Buster's. Just a free little idea for you out there.
99.
Chimps recently killed a bunch of gorillas in a war.
You've said that on like 4 different podcasts.
No, I didn't. This is the first time.
Love you guys.
Talking away. No, I don't know what I'm to say. I'll say it anyway. Today's another day to find me shying away. Oh, I'll be coming for your love, okay? Shying away. Oh, I'll be coming for your love, okay? Take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. Needless to say, I'm on sentence, but he's stumbling away. Slowly learning that life is okay. Say up to me. Oh, it's no better to be safe than sorry. Say up to me. Oh, it's no better to be safe than sorry. Take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. All the things that you say, yeah, is it life just to play my worries away? You're all things I've got to remember. You shying away. Oh, I'll be coming for you anyway. You shying away. Oh, I'll be coming for you anyway. Take on me.